going to work. Because
Yeah.
see, baby, I'm away. I might recommend it to you. I'm saying that with regards to the fact that there was this one time I recommended a place to somebody. Okay. Not knowing the Nyimpana call online, share reviews.
Yeah.
So the person called me back and was like, bro, I don't think I would want
to go there.
Let me say why. Also, Charlie, the reviews that I'm seeing online is not good at all. So you know what I did? I had to convince this person by telling him that, you know what, bro, hold on. Hey, Biana, one or two things been a one koi, but the manager is my friend. So let me just call the manager, tell the manager that at this time, at this day, won't coffee be a and showing yema, which I feel like wasn't the best, because like I'm saying, I can't always recommend businesses, or people wouldn't always recommend businesses to other people. People will just town. Oh, I don't even want to bother a call. Let me just go online, find the coolest spot to be at. I just go online, check the reviews. And like you're saying, that is what is being done here. And if I'm going anywhere or if I want to hang out, I just pick my phone, go on Google, just search for the places. And the places that comes up, I just go in, look for their reviews, and know where to go. Understand? So I feel like our people need to realize that we've gone past that era. We're currently in the world of digital marketing, and reviews play a very vital role in digital marketing.
Right.
You understand? For people to be able to get to your place, for people to be able to know what kind of services you are rendering. You understand? All these play a role. Nti Samaba Mashe, I recommend the baby Amam. And this time around, getting a phone or having a phone is something very accessible to everybody.
Yeah.
If I call even recommend or Manike recommends a place to me, I would want to go online, check the reviews that is online, because I wouldn't want to go to a place I'll just go waste money in quote.
Right.
I want to pay and get a best of services. That is all this is about. So if I'm not getting the right review from the people who have already been there, you don't expect me to go there. So I think our businesses in Cape Coast or our people in Cape Coast should take this very seriously. And it's not just about they listening to or what reading people's comments or their reviews. They should take steps to rectifying all those mistakes that has been pinpointed in these reviews. Because trust me, you go in the matinee. If I'm to go back home, there are a whole lot of places I wouldn't go. Imagine Marco baby getting a place to like urinate comfortably. Maybe say baby Marco baby baby I can't get a better place to ease myself. How do you expect me to go to such a place?
Right.
You understand? So we really need to do a lot back
Right.
home.
So thank you. So I just included a brother Manike, and then I was on Facebook only, but I just added my YouTube. So let me give just a preamble of what we are talking about. So thank you very much for being on my channel. This is Eko Simpson. Today is a Saturday, beautiful day here in wherever I am. I am talking to my brothers in and around the world, and basically we are looking at review. What is a review? In a nutshell, what is a review? And relating that to Cape Coast, we have a lot of businesses in Cape Coast. They are doing very well. But when it comes to review, it is something that we lack. Now, I gave an example that I came to Canada. I needed to do few things. It wasn't some you could ask someone, hey, where can I get this? But most of them will tell you, go online. And when you go online, there are reviews. For example, you type maybe African market near me. When you type African market near me, you have about 5 of them. And with the 5 of them, they are arranged according to rating. So why wasn't the one down there up there? because people go there per their experiences, they come back and they say that no, or yes, I had a good time, I need to put it there, or no, I had a bad time, I need to put it there. These reviews match up to what your company does. So Manike, I
Yep.
am coming to you. I am coming to you. I know you came in as you are one person. First of all, I know you are a graduate when it comes to tourism.
Yeah.
Yes, and you are even currently doing tourism. You are into tourism as a media personnel and doing tourism and all that. What is your point, your opinion when it comes to reviews? People giving reviews on products like this. Now, another example is I bought this because of the reviews that I got. The reviews were positive. There were other ones that were there, but they had negative reviews. So, what is your take when it comes to reviews? And the second question is, when you come to Cape Coast, there are businesses who have failed to be online. When I say online, websites, who have also failed to point or mark their businesses on Google for us to go look, easy for us to go and look and even put reviews. What is your take on what reviews are and is Cape Coast accepting reviews?
Thank you for having me. Greetings to Ebodosen and yourself and to your viewers. I think if you're narrowing the conversation to Cape Coast, it's something that there's nothing to write home about, honestly speaking, because I quite remember years back, yourself and myself, we went around trying to bring people on board to understand the fact that society is moving, and so we need to move as such. We can't be doing the things we used to do in the past now. And the man and not it's in the man and it doesn't work like that anymore. You have to go with the flow. That is what is happening now. So I think review on the other side of the world, they don't take it lightly. It's something really paramount. Anytime anyone wants to buy something, and once you decide to buy something, you don't just jump into conclusion to buy it. It goes through a lot of stages and processes. The quest to buy, the availability of the products, the pricing of the products, where you can get the product. If people have bought the same product, how did they react to it? Then, after reviewing all these, you come to a conclusion. I want to buy it. Now, you want to
Right.
buy it. Where do you go to get it? Like you mentioned, African markets near you. There are 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. But where in particular? That is where the review comes in. Oh, when I went there, the customer service was on point. Their food was on point. Timing was on point. Everything is on point. Of course, you can't get everything 100, but 80 to
Right.
100 will peg you somewhere. Then people will tend to, okay, I think there are a lot of reviews under this particular restaurant. So let me just go
Yeah.
and then try it. The person is going not because she has eaten the food before. The person is going because people of a kind, they've been there before and they enjoyed their
Right,
services.
yeah.
Nobody in their right senses would want to visit a place that had bad reviews. So
Right.
reviews on the other side is important. Now, come to our part of the world, Cape Coast to be precise. It is very, very appalling. You see the shirt I'm wearing? It's Voice House.
Yeah. Voice
Right.
house. Yeah.
Right. I'm getting a lot of works because of reviews.
Reviews, yeah.
Right.
The thing is, people know me to be a broadcast journalist. The other side of me, people didn't know. Like you mentioned, I'm into tourism and marketing and events. So when I started doing my voiceover contracts, I did one, I put it out there. You can't do something and keep it. You have to put it out there for people to hear you and then know what you're doing. So it worked for me once. And then people were like, oh, Charlie, the guy is good. If you need any voiceover project or any TVCs, just link up with Voice House. Manike will sort you out. That is one positive review. Then I
Right.
kept pushing the product out there. Then I was having a lot of people coming to my web to really know and understand the work I am doing. So I
Right.
think last 2 months, I was there, I checked my mail. I heard you from blah, 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 blah. This person said that you do this, blah, blah, blah. Can you send me samples of your works? Then I push my samples on the website that I've created to them. Then they get to see the works I have done. All these things came about because of what? Review.
The reviews.
But here, it is a big problem because they have not understood the fact that the world is moving.
Exactly.
Once you don't accept that, you can't move. But when you accept that, we have moved from that stone age and we are in the digital space now. You guys are in Canada and I'm in Ghana. We are talking because of an internet, and we're on a common platform created by somebody. The world is moving. Hitherto, we couldn't have done this. Tell them a letter, number they can send. No post it back. But it is not there now. Now we have internet. Once you have connectivity, we can have a conversation. So it's about time people, understood the fact that we are moving. Once you accept that there's a train moving and you join the train, then you can understand certain things like this. But you tell them about Yawunzamaye, that comment is really, really sad and it hits you to the bone. You go to a restaurant, there's no washroom there, there's no urinal. And even if there is, it is so closer to where people are sitting and eating. You go and tell them about it. Now also, how can we progress?
It's a big problem, bro.
You see, and I think there are square pegs in round holes. You would find somebody who read tourism or who did nothing around hospitality, working in these areas. The person maybe did architecture or draftsmanship, but a human my cousin be me for be financial home. I'm not sure. Because I a room and I a Dibanese or restaurant and not what's all one cash. A front office person doesn't know. Charlie, it is very sad.
How to even approach.
And so we understand the fact that there's a bus moving, which is an important or a pivotal level of thinking, making or bringing progress to your business, bro. We will just be whining and be talking about these things and nothing will happen. You know for a fact we tried this thing here in Cape Coast, and then most of these hotel owners and these traditional kitchen houses were like, you see, such mentality, you won't make any progress, bro. That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. We've not understood the fact that there's a bus moving and we need to jump on and then learn real quick and adapt. Because you see, people are bringing lots of people. December will be on very soon. A lot of diasporans will be coming. If you have done your things right and you have positive reviews in your restaurants, your hotels, your businesses, whatever, these people coming, they don't come here and
you don't even need to recommend your place to people. They
look at it there. They check things out before they come. It will interest you to know that my very first store that I did, that was in 2000, and I got to school in 2009. So my first one was 2010. This lady apparently knew things I didn't even know were in Tamale. I had to ask a friend who also read tourism with me, gave me a book that has everything about Ghana, from hotels to shoestrings to everything. I read and then I saw that, okay, this is what Kim is talking about. Then quickly, I had to place in course and then do things before she comes. So they read. So if you sit here and you don't read and you don't do things right, you always be lagging behind.
Great. Manike, before you come in, we just had Samson online, but I want to read something real quick.
Hold on. Samson says that to be a man is to be human. I saw the post today and I'm
like... So before that, Samson said that this should be a national agenda. I have ended losing money to incompetent and bad business owners. We will talk about that. And then he said that if there were some form of reviews, I would have been guided. Now we have Frank. Frank is saying, I really like to shop on Amazon. I buy things according to reviews. I won't buy 50 to 70%, but 75% going, I will buy. So he is giving. And then a brother here, Kwesi Nana, my man, he's in the UK. He said, health and safety wise, dash isn't great. Nearly broke my ankle due to poor slabs with holes filled with artificial grass. Wow. Wow. So he is looking at, wow, I see a lot of comments coming in. Let me before something comes in, as an American, reviews are the lifeblood as to whatever I purchase, goods or services. We are currently building a home in Ebri. However, our first land purchase in Ghana was in Akwanda or Elmina. Dash as well. I don't want to mention the name now,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
there. Dash as well. My heart left my body when the place started to shook. Cape Coast is great, but the architectural designs is scary.
Right.
Okay, Nana, thank you very much. So, Samson, my brother, also then,
Emanasmo, Etmenka.
met one papa. Na, me the last year, my mom mixes, my mom with Ruby, or you, Jumazi.
And then
But them
reunion on
reviews,
the
we
power.
remember them review out them for
Charlie,
check.
there's a reunion on the power.
Review the area. My brother, review the area. Ewa,
This
mama
guy
will
put
do,
me on the
Charlie,
mama
spot.
will do.
mom review it. Mom review.
But what's the
My
man?
Mom
review no so
review.
yeah
Oyana,
and Toby. Yeah, go Food and
Oyana,
Drugs
Oye.
Authority.
How men kase pi Oyana, Oye, Nani.
Oh
Asume,
yeah, brother, running
Charlie,
shroud.
yeah, that's
You
it.
shall never lack.
I call it be better.
Oh,
Mama said Mama
you
address
are.
is like.
I will tell that. Something. I've read the comment that you posted, and we're basically looking at Escape Coast ready to accept reviews, and do we avail ourselves for reviews from our customers, whether good or bad? What has been your experience? First of all, is review a good thing? What do you talk about it before you come to whatever you have to say?
Yeah, thank you so much, Echo. I know when it comes to Cape Coast, you have the biggest platform to help us connect to our people and share our views on some of these important topics. Yeah, when it comes to reviews, I don't know, but I feel like it's not just Cape Coast. It's something we need to push, but yes, we need to start from somewhere. Cape Coast, we knew I was a, but those times in the year when you hear people say Cape Coast say when I want to, I was starting from being a student, how business owners even treat you.
Mm-hmm.
If you are going to buy something, they want a school year, the kind of pricing they will even give you, the kind of treatment
Mm-hmm.
that you even get. Right from that's what I remember. Now,
Mm-hmm.
fast forward, I'll jump to currently what I'm facing now. We are me and my partners. We are working on one of the big projects in Cape Coast, like almost half a million project,
Wow.
and we decided to involve some of the laborers or artisans from Cape Coast as part of creating employment for our people. Yinya Cape Coast for question the but maybe then the take for the one of can ebo. You have to bring people from Accra because they will be serious with it. But we're like,
Mm-hmm.
no, well, we have our people here who can only do it. Just to cut it short, we have some of them coming to the work site. They work the next day. Oh, more common than any more fast. Look, we're currently facing a big problem that we have to now look for. We paid him. I was like, okay, let's give him about 80% of his money. They were like, no, 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 no. Let's wait till he finishes. I was like, let's give it to him. We trust him. He's from Cape Coast, our people.
Mm-hmm.
People
Mm-hmm.
knew it. People knew that this guy was this and that, but there was no way for me to check. There was no reviews. There was no place, maybe their Facebook page or website. There's nothing like reviews. But so if there were reviews there, like what you did with Amazon, you read the reviews before paying for it. If there was
Yeah.
a means for me to check all the reviews about a person, his business, his way of work, I would have probably advised myself.
Mm-hmm.
Now I went because I mean I'm from Cape Coast, I'm into Yaigwaifa, and now look at where I find myself in. So from the business side, in Cape Coast, they might think that, or our people might think that Ebo Gunejuma, Eman, come and reviewer, Abiana, they will even come out and come and attack you.
Yeah.
So some
Oh
people
yeah, they
might not
will.
even, yeah. Why should you come and Ebo Gunejuma? Meanwhile, my so, and
Mm-hmm.
if there's a way, I know you have a lot of, I see a lot of other bloggers coming from Cape Coast and all that. If there's a way we could create our own review, something, or a website, or a page that I can go to see that, hey, these businesses, this and what they do, and people were able to give them review.
Reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And with the individuals, we should be strong enough to give reviews. If we can leave
Right.
reviews anonymous, that review will help somebody else that is new and coming in there. Because apart from this artisan that I face this issue, there are some works that, my company there plus we employ people from Ghana. There are works that we employ some people that are Cape Coast based. There, time the boss there or online be you man. Excuse
You
me.
win. Wow.
And these are people that there was no means for me. It was all word of mouth. There was no means for me to
Yeah.
even check reviews. So back again, if there was a way I could check their reviews and the kind of thing they've done in the past, I would have really done some good job by not finding myself in this situation.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
please, gradually Cape Coast is getting some bad name, saying that I paid my food that is a coffee fee a crowd. I pay Masons that is a coffee fee a voter region. This is what I've and some of you know this. That why should we go to Accra to bring Masons? Why should everything wait till the Accra? And indeed, those that are picked from Accra to go and do some part of the project, they did because they were in a hurry. They have to do whatever they need to do and leave.
Yeah,
But the
and
Cape
then leave.
Coasters,
They wouldn't joke. They wouldn't joke with their time.
Exactly.
It's
But
money for them, bro.
why should we end up this situation where we have to always forget our people in Cape Coast and go bring outsiders? Review is echo. That's the most important thing I've seen ever on your timeline. There's a way we can push. We should please do that because now, I'm trying to believe that BBI or Cape Coast, this is a couple when you employ outside Cape Coast.
Outside, yeah.
And that's why even the university, Cocoa University, factory university, industry university.
Industry also.
Yeah, industry also. Almost high percentage of the workers have to come from outside Cape Coast. And because of some of these, in Portugal, major na medasi that mama chipping 1 or 2.
Yeah. Thank you so much. There's a brother who is also here. He is a musician, but let me read one comment real quick. So the comment says that please let Samson know that we had the same vision until we were treated like chattel in Cape Coast. We had to rethink where we would plant a seed that would thrive. My Cape Coast is not doing the best for me. My Cape Coast is not doing the best for me.
Somebody I don't know is confirming what I'm saying.
In as much as we have this, it is still our responsibility to change things. It is our responsibility to change things. So, Yao Black, I want to sing one of your songs. Oh, it's not coming. Yao Black, before. Okay. Wait. Let me even chip in this.
I say
I think one of you should reduce. If you are watching it on Facebook, I think you should end it because the feedback is. Okay, so I'm bringing Manike back. I agree with Samson. Hey, Samson, you are getting a lot of. Okay, so Yao Black is the brother. If you're watching on YouTube right now, my intro song, my YouTube song, he was the one who did it. Later we will have a nice conversation about so shout out to Yao Black, big up yourself. So this is so that is him there, Yao Black. So if you're anybody who's watching right now on YouTube, on Facebook, when I start my YouTube videos, you realize there's a song. Echo, CMC. He was the one who did it. So, Yao Black, big up yourself. How you doing?
I appreciate it, bro. I'm really good. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm managing the Canada. You know, the weather is not easy, but it is what it is. So first of all, there's another comment. Let me read. Samson, you spoke the truth and you spoke well. Samson, it seems you are letting the cat out of the bag. Manike, I want to bro. Is it correct?
You're right.
All right. I'm also letting you.
you're
Oh, she
spilling
told
the
me.
bean or you're letting the cat out of the sack.
Hey, so
That's some.
hey, darling, English people are you.
But see,
Alright, so, Osheni minim. So quickly, Yao Black. We're just talking about Cape Coast. We are talking about the development we all want to see Cape Coast have. But we are targeting on reviews. Reviews. I know as an artist. Oh, Trigger, I think you should join the conversation. Let me send me hi on Facebook. Let me send you the link. Then you join in. It will be very nice. So reviews. I know as an artist, even before you say that I want to record with Studio A, you might have heard from people, hey, no, go to this guy, he's good. That is a review. Oh, don't go to this guy. Even when you are done getting your mastered song, it will take like months and weeks and all that. As an artist and from Cape Coast, first of all, what is your take on review itself? People sharing their experiences with people or with businesses and even with people. People do give reviews about other people, right? So, what is your take about reviews and then relate that to Cape Coast as an artist?
I believe reviews are very important. To be honest, like it's one of the most important things in any society. If you are an entity and you don't take reviews well, then you can't really exist in any society. I'll use myself personally as an example.
But before that, can you talk like a man? Voice out.
Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, good.
Okay, so
Osheni Milimana.
Ọ̀sẹ̀ mi ni màá ní pé ewé tútù bi. Honestly.
I'll use myself as an example. When I started making music, I was getting a lot of reviews from people. They'll tell me, "Oh, you sound good, but you could do this better. Maybe you could have written this type of song. Maybe you should try this genre." And these are all reviews that I got from people, and they've helped me become the better artist that I believe I am right now. And
Mhm.
taking that in context to entities, to any business at all, taking consideration of people's reviews when they visit your establishments, it actually helps you to become better, and you're able to attract more customers. In the context of Cape Coast, Cape Coast is it's home. It's been the only place I've known since I was growing up, and I believe that we have come a long way, but we still have a long way to go. The
Mhm.
reviews that we get with Cape Coast, for the most part, is it's not bad, but we believe it could always get better, and that's one thing that um, I know you have worked with a couple of people. You, Money, bringing up the September in Cape Coast idea.
Mhm.
And
Mhm. Mhm.
I also worked with my team to try and start the Visit Cape Coast, because we believe that there's a lot more that Cape Coast has to offer. And in so doing, we are listening to reviews of people, their experiences that they've had coming to Cape Coast, and trying to work on those to make sure that we give them better experiences when they come back, and trying to sell Cape Coast beyond just dungeons and slavery, where
Mhm.
people would come
Mhm.
to Cape Coast and they would just come see the castles and like go. We are looking forward to a time where people would see Cape Coast like a Santorini or a Bali, like a place where they can actually come and enjoy themselves, have fun, and we have all the resources to be able to do that. We just have to be very intentional, and I believe doing being intentional with until listening to reviews, like we've been discussing. So reviews are practically very important in building any like entity or business.
Beautiful. Ebo, let me come to you. Just having a conversation. You are now in Canada. Where have there been Canada for Manikere and a locality na Aswana money? Where is he? He's gone. Okay, he's still here. So you are living in Canada now. What has been some of the differences that you have seen when it comes to reviews in, I mean, Canada, and then comparing it to Ghana? What are some of the things you have learned, you have seen, that if we inculcate it in our businesses in Cape Coast, it will change something?
Yeah, I think like you said earlier, reviews, like, actually for me, like being here in Canada, whenever I want to buy anything online, I just go to the site, look for the product, I just read the reviews, know what people are saying about the reviews, and if it's good for me, I just go in for it. So I feel like
Okay.
it's very pivotal, because it actually plays a vital role in your decision making with regards to what
Right.
to buy, where to even
Right.
buy from. You get my point. So I
Mm-hmm.
think narrowing it to Cape Coast, I think is about time our people move from that era of like that word of mouth review. Okay, let's get
Okay.
our stuffs online. Let's, like you said, it's not a difficult thing. Even if you can't get anything, Facebook is there. Facebook, we
Mm-hmm.
can
Mm-hmm.
equally put our reviews there. Okay, let people put in their reviews. Like, make it a habit. When people visit your business, or when people visit your place, let them know that you have this. Then you would want to hear their reviews. Okay, because it helps you as a business owner, or
Mm-hmm.
as like a business, to be able to make decisions as to what to do to actually
Yeah.
get people to your place. But if our
Great.
people wouldn't realize that we are moving from that era of, yeah, black, I recommend the ham and monko, we shouldn't limit our business to just Cape Coast. Because
Mm-hmm.
mind you, the person coming in from the diaspora, or coming in from a different place, even if I'm to recommend, the person would also want to get some sort of assurance for himself or
Yeah.
herself. I'll go
Right.
online, read the reviews about the place, and I'll make my decision. Well,
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like it's about time our people realize that there has been that change, and they should get on board that bus. You understand? Because I them is that they be animal catching. Because
Well,
not everybody would just say that the fact that Echo recommended a place, I should go. And even if I
Yeah.
go and the services are not good, and I have the chance to put my review out there, I'll put a very bad review out there.
Mm-hmm.
So my focus is on our people opening up for reviews, and not just they getting the reviews, but working towards the reviews that they get.
Mm-hmm.
Because if well, Obi make a review, the ABI, I came to your place, this thing is not good. It shouldn't be left there. You have to work towards it and make sure you improve on that, so that in the near future, no be or banner. Wenya Echo, another Wenya Ebodos, another Wenya Maniki, another Wenya your black man one recommend them. And the person can just go online, know that, oh, I'm looking for joint in Cape Coast to hang out on a Friday night. Oh, Mark can remember
Yeah.
the Echo Simpson's joint. I'm getting positive reviews there. So I would want to
Right.
go to Echo Simpson's joint. That's what I would say in the nutshell.
All right. Beautiful. I know your black was going to say something in addition, but I wanted to ask something, a question, a very nice question. Samson, I know you deal with data, you deal with, working online and everything. Some Cape Coasters, sorry, businesses do not have money to set up a website in order for them to, let me see here. I keep saying here because I'm just trying to, um, there is a standard. I was trying to learn something on uh, this IT thing, what do you call it? Cybersecurity and stuff like that. There are standards as to how things are done. That is why, at a point, Facebook was even called to come and answer questions when it comes to distributing people's data. If I have put in my details on Facebook, trying to register Facebook, why should I later find my data or information with another company trying to sell me a product? Just like how we have loosely MTN, MTN have given our numbers to whoever, because my number is with me, and you, the company, you have that number. How come somebody picks my number, texts me unnecessarily? Like, well, maybe it is part of their. We didn't read that if you purchase an MTN SIM card, your number may be given to government or companies. Maybe we didn't read it, but I don't understand why NPP should text me that, hello,
Baumia
my
should be
name is
sending you a
Baumia.
message.
My name is Baumia, and I'm coming to Saltport. And I was surprised how they were specific with the message, because they knew I was staying in Saltport. How did they even know? So I think some of these data are going out. Anyway, Samson, the, how do people in Cape Coast who do not have money to get a website to project whatever they have in there to the general public? Now we don't have money to buy in website. What other means can we get our product out there for people and also allow that review to be done?
Okay, that's a good question. So there are two ways I will approach this. First, um, in our generation,
Mm-hmm.
if you think about business, there's no way you will start a business without even considering online presence.
Yes.
In our generation, if it was
Mm-hmm.
20 years ago, that was possible. But now, even churches are investing in online presence.
Oh yeah.
They are non-profit. They are even investing in that. How much more you the one looking for money for business?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
to start any business, online presence is one of the top priority. So they know the dynamics have changed and they need to consider investing, if possible, some percentage of their money into online
Mm-hmm.
presence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, another approach would be we could find ourselves. I know you have Simpson.com, you have cape3city.com. If
Yeah.
there's a common blog or platform where business can list on there,
Okay.
so they don't have to have a website themselves, but
Okay.
there could be a centralized platform
Okay.
where if I
Right.
want to do anything in Cape Coast, I go on
Mm-hmm.
that platform and I'll see business listed there for a dollar or a CD.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever is hosting that platform can charge that
Mm-hmm.
amount. So you don't have to, you just have to upload the name of your business and pictures and your phone, like a directory for
Mm-hmm.
Cape Coast. And
Mm-hmm.
that could be done. And I mean, you can, I don't know, I'm sure you probably even have that because your platform is very huge. Everybody
Yeah.
that think about Cape Coast know Echo 360. So if you
Mm-hmm.
don't have it there, you want to have it there, that would be great way to start. Your website, cape360.com, if there could be a directory for Cape Coast businesses
Okay.
who cannot afford, who want to just be seen there,
Mm-hmm.
they can come there and upload. That's one approach. And some could also list on Google. We have Google
Yeah.
Business, and
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't take a lot of technical skills to do it. And
Yeah.
if you have to even seek help for somebody to list your business on Google, that shouldn't take you more than 100 cities because
Mm-hmm.
it's not a website, but it's a way for Google to recognize you, for you to appear on
Okay.
Google Maps, for us to leave
Okay.
review for you on Google. And
Okay.
so three approaches. First one is, in today's world, to start any business, you can't take out online presence. That should be
Mm-hmm.
part of your startup cost itself,
Mm-hmm.
because you cannot do anything without online presence.
Right.
And then, secondly, there should be a common platform like cape360.com where we
Mm-hmm.
know everything is about. Yeah, does Cape Coast have small business enterprise? No, I don't even think that we have that SME there. But if there could be a platform where we have or a directory. And this, even the government, the local authorities should be picking it up. There should be one of the MPs or whatever. They should have a directory where if I want to find any Cape Coast in business, business in Cape Coast, I can go on that website. I select, I want that of entertainment, I want that of this, and I'll see all those businesses there. If they do want to do it, Echo, please take it out because you already have the numbers.
Okay.
And then lastly, we should be able to list our business on Google, or we have Google businesses where it's not like it's not a website. You just have to fill some 1 or 2 forms, upload, and click on submit. Your business will appear on Google Maps, and people can see your business, and then the direction, and people can also leave reviews.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. So that is exactly what I was suggesting to people, that they could as well get a Facebook page, which is free. And when you get a Facebook page, Facebook also gives you that opportunity to list your location. So they can, because sometimes even me, when I have to look for something, I go on Facebook, I type it, I see the page, I go on their about section, and then you realize that the about section has the link to the location. So I would also add that we do that. Now we have a brother here. He's a manager of a place in Cape Coast. So the
And
first
I
question
have a
that
lot
I'm
of
gonna,
questions for him.
hey, let me,
Mr. Biney.
Trigger,
Mr. Biney.
Boss,
Trigger. It looks like
yes,
a lot of
you
people,
can hear me.
a lot of, yeah, I can hear you. A lot of people have been wanting to catch you somewhere and ask you certain questions. So as you are here, we'll make
Charlie,
justice
no.
to it. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's amazing.
I want to, right. So I want to introduce my people to Trigger. Trigger, he's called Prince Biney. Prince Biney. So he manages one of the joints in Cape Coast. Prince, what is your take? The first question I want to ask you:
Yes, sir.
Do you receive reviews about your place? And when you do, whether negative or positive, how do you handle them?
Okay, thank you very much. I think it's amazing to see all of you here. I can see y'all black. Okay, I see Samson. Samson, I don't know him personally, but I think I've been seeing his comments on Facebook and stuff like that. So, thank you to meet all of you here. Okay, for your question, do I receive reviews? Of course, yes. I receive reviews about my place. I receive reviews, being it, online and being it physically, like, verbal. I do that. But I think that the reviews that I don't take for granted, I think I consider all of them, but the ones that I don't take for granted is the online ones, because these ones are reviews that are always there for people to see, especially, since Cape Coast is even like a hub of, tourism where people are always coming in, if anybody wants to identify your place and come there, the very first thing they do is to go online to check what's really happening at your place, check what's happening there before they make a move. And so yes, I've been receiving reviews, both good and bad. I've been receiving them online almost every time I see the reviews.
So the ones that you receive online, do they come from, do you get them from an individual's own Facebook page or something, or there is a platform for your company that receives all these reviews? And where do you receive most of them? Where, if it is online, where
I think
especially?
that
Is it on
for
Facebook?
all of these, it's on Google.
Okay.
Hello? It's on Google. Can you hear me? It's on Google. I think that the very active place is Google. For Facebook, I do, but that's quite, on the low side. Instagram is on the low side as well. But most of the clients that we've been getting in, use the Google a lot. So all of the comments and the reviews we've been getting are from Google. Every time, almost every day, I see people put up reviews, especially people that have visited the place to eat, people that have come there to party, to experience and enjoy karaoke, whatever it is. They always leave reviews on Google.
Okay. So what is the worst good review you've ever had? The very worst one.
It's a very worst one. Okay, so sometimes it's okay. The worst one I will say is it's quite recently. I met with a Chinese lady who came to to the place to eat. There was a problem with her food. I think the soup she requested for was a bit salty. And that day I happened to be around where the waiter called me to come upstairs. I saw the person. I tasted the food myself, and I realized that Charlie Edianin Nkoye. So I actually, especially the soup that was served, not Nkoye. So I spoke to the person. I told the person to give me just some few minutes. I'll be back. I went back to the chef and I tried to identify what was wrong, why they knew a soup was salty, but yes, still they served that soup to that customer. And then you should always know that once you are working with human beings, there might be just some one or two errors in there. He admitted it was an error. I went back, apologized to the customer, tried to offer solutions or ways in which I could make it up to her. She told me she wanted to request for something else. I got that. I brought it. She loved it, and I even gave her a discount on her total cost of whatever she bought. She accepted everything. Went, and then in the evening I saw her put up a comment or a review online, discussing whatever in at the restaurant already. Like we had discussed it. For me, I thought it was solved. She still went out there to put it on Google that she came to our place. She ordered for soup. We gave her salty soup. So when you go there, don't order for soup. And I was that day. I was like, Charlie, this is something that we spoke about in the restaurant, and I felt it was going to stay there, but she still went ahead to put that review there. I saw it. It was I felt very bad, but all the same, it's part of it. But one thing I've learned to realize about these reviews is that it is a place that you have to take very serious. You should always be confident in responding to whichever client or with whichever a message that people put out there, because sometimes people will want to come to your place, identify certain things, and just go online to just probably put some stuff there, thinking that the customer is always right. Maybe some even use that place as a place to just bully you and put certain reviews there. But you should always be confident to make sure that whichever response you're also putting there is right, is apt, and then so that when somebody is also reading. So for instance, the whatever happened, I also responded to the person, and I was very frank. I'm like, hello, madam. I'm very surprised that we addressed this issue in the restaurant and we had to come here to address again. And I also stated, number one, I when you told me the soup was salty, I admitted that it was salty. And then I went back, spoke to the chef, realized that it was an error, which I came back, I apologized to you, and then gave you options, which I followed up to make sure that you had another good option to choose from. I also went ahead to give you a discount, which you enjoyed. And so I am very surprised that, you are up here again to discuss it. But all the same, I am very sorry. And I'm hoping that next when you're here, I'll be able to meet your requirements. Thank you. That's what I also put there, so that when somebody else is also reading, they can read what happened and also know that it's not that we didn't do anything about it. We did something about it.
That is it. That is the part that I really admire about what you did. I mean, going there, you see, these people, our people, when I say our people, the local people are not into going to put all those reviews. They don't have that time. But anybody that has
True.
stayed outside Ghana, it is their thing for them to give a review. Like somebody said, like Sandy said, she said review is something. She said
It
something.
said
It's a lifeblood.
lifeblood in
It's
America.
a lifeblood. So if these people, they can come talk to you, do whatever, and then still go back and put it up because they don't want their fellow Chinese or Japanese or whatever to experience the same thing. I know Samson have a question to ask you. I'll let him do that. But after that, I will ask you, do you think businesses in Cape Coast are ready for reviews? That is it. But let Samson ask you the
Okay.
question that he has, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay. All
Uh,
right, Samson.
yeah. So Trigger, thanks. Sometimes in this conversation we need to have somebody from the other side who's like a business owner. So I'm glad that we
True.
have someone who's a business owner.
True.
And then thanks for sharing your experience and good job you going down there to speak to the customer, and then even in some cases here you would have gotten the next food for free, but at least you give the person discount and all that. Um,
Yeah.
Going forward, let's talk solutions. One of the approaches that I see businesses out here do is that apart from the reviews on the business itself and its service, there's also review on the individual server that served your meal. So
Okay.
when I come to your restaurant to eat, do you have name tag for all your servers? Do you give
Okay. So
your Go ahead.
no, I want you to finish so that I
Okay, all
can
right.
answer all of them.
So so one
Okay.
like I'm saying, what the approach is that there's a
Mm-hmm.
way to give review to the business entity,
Yeah.
and
Sure.
there's also room to give reviews to the individual server.
Yeah.
Sometimes you as a manager, you might be doing your work perfectly, but the individuals that you employ are from our local people that you employed. Some that you
Yeah.
just don't care. They'll do whatever they want, and at the end of the day, they're going to receive their salary. So put in a
It's
way
true.
where consumers can also give review to you based off the individual that the waitress or waiter that served them.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Yep.
after I'm done eating, maybe it could be a short QR code on my table, scan and then give review. Or you have somebody employed that will go around randomly to ask customers, hey, oh, thank you for coming. Well, immediately you see them washing their hands about to stand up. Hey, thank you for coming. How was the service? How did you like it? What can we do better? Thank you. This a little gum for you as a gift. Like
Yeah.
people chewing gum, but give it
Yeah.
to them.
Samson editing info. What's it
Yeah.
keep?
And say, oh, thank you for coming to eat here. Tell us what we enjoyed, what we could do better, and all that. So that they'll give you a review based off the individual that served them. And then they will go about to give the business also a review. Imagine you were not there when this Chinese issue happened. Trust me, your employees will not even tell you that somebody came to eat here and then there was salt.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
so this is
It's
my little
true.
suggesting to you. I mean, as we are talking about the problem, we're talking about the solutions. This is what I will
It's
propose,
true.
and that you add it to whatever you're doing currently.
All right, thank you very much. So I think to respond to what you said, I think for the business as an entity, all our reviews, I think most of them goes online. Some also tell us personally. But to touch on what you just said, we currently I have about 2 supervisors in house. And in as much as I even have the supervisors in there, you see, this is a job. I think that for restaurants and services providing job, I'm being very honest with you that you as a manager or a business owner have to most at times be on grounds, because you can have the supervisors in there, but there are still things that are going to just pass you by. As I'm
Yeah.
speaking to you, I went to work yesterday, and I stayed in till this dawn, slept in a little bit in the office, woke up today, and then I've been there. I came home like an hour ago, and I've joined you guys. By 8 o'clock, I'll go back to work. And even just this short hours that I'm not there, I have my madam who is also there, Karen. She came before I was leaving, especially weekends. That's what we do. We make sure that either myself or she is there, because what we try to do is anytime a customer finish eating, which we walk to the person, ask the person questions. Hello, how are you? I hope you had a good time. How is your service? How is your food? We try to get personal reviews from the customers whilst they are sitting there, and try to even find out from them if they had a good service from the waiters or the waitress that handled them. And so I think that when before we weren't doing that on a regular, but when we started doing that, I can confidently tell you that there are a lot of these waiters and waitresses that I've laid them off, and then I've brought in new people, always being on them, guiding them, and trying to make sure that they live up to expectation. And so I think that your suggestion is amazing, but it's something that we've already been doing. And currently box, also there where customers can directly write, if they have any suggestion, they can, just take a sheet of paper, write the suggestion and just put it in there. At the end of the day, I go to the suggestion box, I take it, and then if there's anything, and since the suggestion box came in there, I think most of these waiters and waitresses have been putting up their best behavior, because it got like I think about a month ago, 2 months ago, people were putting in their reviews directly into the box, where you can just have it now. You don't have to even go online, but you can just pick it from the suggestion box and read it. And I think it's helped so far. It's been an amazing addition, and it has helped us to improve our services.
Okay, let me come in a little bit. There's a question that
Let me quickly chip in this before.
Okay. Do that.
Trigger, I will say you're doing good with that, but I will also suggest that you see we're moving from that era of just people finding more convenient to be on their phones, to be texting reviews and other stuff. So I will suggest that, like what Samson said earlier, you probably get a QR code, create a Google document of that sort. Whilst I'm done eating, I can just scan the code. When I'm moving, I could just be on my phone, be texting you or typing the review. That I suggest that if you do that, it will go a long way to help, because not everybody will want to stay, get a pen and a paper and write these stuff and drop it.
Amazing. I think that it's that's something that I would want to take into. Have to put that down. I'm going to make sure I do that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bro.
Okay.
And thank you, Samson, for that suggestion too.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Bro.
Trigger, there's another question that you may want to say something about it, but I'll talk a little bit about it. It says, my question is, how are your tips? They directly reflect what your patrons feel about your business. Are you ranking favorites on your menu? Now, I'm going to answer this. This was, or it has been, a shock for me from way back, because I started traveling not today. So I have that experience. My first experience was when I went to, I think, South Africa. I bought something, and when the lady brought the paying machine,
Yeah.
I saw if it was $2, I saw 15%, 18%, 20%, 50% as a tip.
Yeah.
So I was like, is it by force? And the lady was like, yes, you have to tip. You have to tip. You have to give us a tip. So I was like, I work, and then I asked her, why do I have to tip you? And then she said, because she served me. And I'm like, you sell here, and I came here to eat. So it is your responsibility to serve me. And then she was like, the whatever I paid was for the food. So the tip could be like me serving. And I was like, okay, I'm learning. Even here, when I go out to places and then I buy stuff, the person brings the payment machine. I look at it, and they will give you the machine and be like this, because they don't want to see the tip that you want to give them, right? But here in Ghana, I'm trying to answer that question. Portia, you have to come on. Portia, you have to come. I know you have a lot to say. Get on your WhatsApp. I've sent you a link. Just click on it and come on. So this is the cultural differences. In Ghana, maybe some of you will tell me if I'm correct or wrong. In Ghana, I only give a tip because whoever was serving me was so nice
You
to
did a
me,
great job. Yeah.
right? Maybe I needed she did it for me. I needed that. Maybe whilst I was drinking, she came back and said, "Hey, are you okay? Do you care for another one?" Like, she was so caring. Then I could say that after paying the money, if there was some change, I could say, "Oh, keep it." But other people in Ghana, they give you all this type of services and then they expect you to give them a tip. But here, like I said, even on the payment thing, it is there. You have to click on one of them. Seriously. Or something. I guess what I'm saying is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Echo.
there, yeah.
When it comes to the tip, then let's have a whole conversation on that as well.
Okay.
But just to keep that in that culture here in America, even in America, there are different states and how they tip.
Okay.
In Ohio, where I live, when you go to restaurants, they will have the 15%, 18, 20%, that in there. And then you then select one and then they take out the money.
Mhm.
When I was in Atlanta for a holiday, they they will take the tip already, first tip, and then give you a chance to even add more.
Mm.
So by default, there's
Yeah, I told that.
yeah, when I was in Seattle, the same thing. By default, there's a tip percentage for tip, whether you like it or not. They have it already there before
Wow.
you add something to it. When I went to Amsterdam in Germany, they did not have the tip system like we have in America.
Mhm.
I after eating, I wanted to give tip. She was like, they don't have that. Like that was strange. I gave 10 euro tip to a lady there, and she called all her friends. They were so
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what
Yeah.
I've also realized that
So it's not. It's a whole different topic on its own.
yeah, what
Topic on
I've
its
what I've
own.
realized here is that I think back home it's a bit different. I wanna say, if you know, it's more of like you giving it to the person that serves you. But I think over here, no, it's a collective thing. After the whole shift, they just come together, know the shift, the tips that they had for the night, and they probably split it amongst themselves. So
And I forgot one thing, and also because of how the pay structure is in Ghana, they get salary. Okay, I love
Mhm.
employed. Enough said. Yeah. So in Ghana, you get your salary, but here in the US, if you're working in a restaurant and all those places, you get the minimum. Like your pay is very little, like the minimum pay,
Mhm.
because they
Mhm.
know you're going to be paid out of the tips.
tips.
And we, the
Oh,
people,
okay.
we know it. Yeah, we know that to give a tip is actually that's where they get your salary from.
Yeah.
So, but in Ghana, your
Mm.
salary is your salary. But
Yeah.
here in the state, if we're working in the restaurant and any of those places, like your pay could be like $6 per hour, $5. Like it's nothing to write home about.
Yeah, the tips
But
actually hold you down.
yeah, so at the end of the day, you're going to get your actual money from the tips, which is on tax.
Wow.
Yeah.
So okay. So trigger
Yeah, I
coming
think
to this.
to come in a
Uh-huh.
little bit, uh, I wanted to come in a little bit.
Yeah. Go ahead. Trigger. Go ahead.
Yeah, so coming to this with the tips, like what Samson, like what Samson said. So for my end as well, for all waiters and waitresses, bartenders, there's a salary at the end of the month you receive. We have a salary that we give people, which is quite decent enough if you look at our industry and how payment systems are done. We have quite a decent amount of money that we've been paying the staff, but for tips, it's something which is not by force. Do you get what I mean? This is Ghana,
Yeah.
this is Cape Coast, but I've come to understand that the locals, when they come in, it's very difficult to get tips from locals. Local no, or charge more can one see in power, which is now because on that calculation there, we have original NID junction na or the biabo pa you know that cooler no can one see the two or the chase why so the locals, even though some of the locals, I wouldn't say that they give that some of the locals give out tips, they've been doing very well, but I've realized that anytime we have customers from the diaspora, the African Americans, the people from Europe, and I think it's a culture they understand. I have never ever seen people from outside Ghana who have come to my end to eat a Walmart tip that they always give tips. And usually when we even do buffets for these African American groups, these large groups, I'm telling you that there has been times when these people finish eating, they collect all their tips together.
Collectively, yeah.
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 That was a group that came in and before 48 people, this. Did you get me? I was like, there was a group that came to my end quite recently. There were about 40, almost 48 in number. Before they finished putting their tips together for us, it was close to like about 2,500 Ghana cedis. That's like tips. So they went around to take tips for waiters. And I've realized that anytime these African Americans or these Americans or people from the diaspora come to visit, when they finish eating, if they are in a group, they'll take all their tips, put it together, and hand it over to us to share it for the waiters. Or if they came in like individually, they will also give tips. Even if they pay with their card, they pay POS with their card, they will make sure that they have something on them to give to the waiter. So I think that for our end, the locals, try, but then the foreigners, they've been doing amazing. They are always giving tips. But like I said, everyone is also given a decent amount of salary at the end of the month. So that's how it works here.
Right. Let me read some questions. Somebody's asking. So after this, anybody who want to answer that is cool. So does Ghana have black pages, a print registry for hotels, store, museums?
I think we have yellow pages, something.
Yellow pages, yeah. Some people are not ready for social media because of people like that. Always give a rebuttal to negative reviews. Okay. Hello, hey, Portia, Tito Original Potato, one and only, the goddess of Ghana, of Central Region, Onana Wabakan Sally. So almost late, but I'm glad to be here. Wow, thank you. Isaac, I would love you to come on because I know you are into tourism massively as well. Barry says that, wow, what? Wow, Nafam. Okay, I'm trying to get it. Okay, you're black. I'll put you on right now. I'm coming. My question is, how are you? Okay, I think we've answered that. Portia says, what's up, yo? 4 services equals 0,000 in tips. I'm an American. Okay. Yes, that's how they trick you for more tip, even after they already added their tip they wanted. Samson, I think that is coming to you.
Yeah.
And then good customer service is expected in stores in the US. You can lose many customers with bad service and long waiting. For poor services, I simply give advice: try better attitude or a new profession. Noted. Okay, Barry says that some restaurants have
Gratitude
gratuity
charge.
charge
Yeah.
included in the bill. What is that? Later, something I'll let you answer that. I don't know what that is. And this, it says that the comparison Samson Obu made is wrong. We just need people, and employers should be intentional about training customer reps. It's a culture thing. We either train or keep failing. And that I was gonna say that to you, Prince, because you made mention that when somebody messes up in your workplace, you sack the person. So I was gonna come to the fact that I think in Cape Coast, one thing I have personally observed, I don't know if that is right. What I have observed is that you go to maybe this place, you familiarize yourself with the waiter, waitresses, and everything. That makes you want to be coming there. And then the next week you go, what's the wasakano? And then you realize it was about customer service or it was about something. I think that in Cape Coast we fail to train our people. We just take them thinking that they should know what customer service is. They come, they mess up, we sack them, we bring another person. I remember some time back, Cape 360 wanted to bring someone from Accra to even organize, oh, Sahara, bring your head chef or bring your head waiter. The bar, bring yours. Whispers, bring yours. And let's train these people to go back and train, but nobody came. Anyway, so someone said so either train or so something you answer that later on. Portia says I tip when offered good services. That is the deal in Ghana. Um, Sometimes your tip is not just for the person who served you. The restaurant sometimes split the tips for the whole staff. Okay, okay. I tip the server, the
Hello,
bartender,
Echo.
and the chefs when in Ghana. Yeah,
Echo, can I come in a little bit about what you just said?
yeah. Coming, coming.
There was a time where I saw that post from you when you were trying to. I think I saw it when you said you don't understand when you see. I will be very honest to you that nobody and absolutely nobody you can ask around, nobody will ever pick waiters and bartenders. I don't know for others, but for me, there has never been a time where we have taken waiters or bartenders where we have never taken them through training.
Okay.
We make sure that when we take bartenders, we take them through proper training, how to serve, how to talk to customers, how to, you know what I mean. But let me be very honest with you that with this kind of industry, especially serving people, the honest truth is you can never ever try to say maybe you can never give so many chances to a waiter or a waitress, otherwise unbelievable business. I'm being very honest with you. It's because probably I'm sure if you are in fully, you'll probably understand from the perspective I'm trying to put, because we train them, and these waiters and these waitresses, sometimes you train them, you give them, and most of them, it's not about the set. Sometimes they even end up, stealing from customers. You get what I mean? They end up stealing from
Yeah.
customers, and then the customers go out there and they are holding on to the business's name. That, oh, Echo Ebia so and so I had a fupozi we for Echo we are no Echo. So before we lay off staff, for me, anything concerning theft, trust me, that one there's no second chance or anything of that sort. You are going out away. Do you get what I mean? But I can be very, 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 very truthful to you that any staff that we take in at my end, we make sure that we train them, we take them through series of training. And even every month, we have in-service training that we do. Every single month, we go back to the basics. We discuss about, if there are any additions, we give it to them. If there are any, subtractions, we take it out and all of that. So for the training, trust me, we've been giving them the trainings. We do that every single month. For me, at my end, I do that. But once I realize that you are becoming, a waiter where you are even a threat to the business, we'll take you off as soon as possible. That one, we know the joke with that one.
Yeah, there's an English that we normally say you are becoming unbecoming. Uh,
We are
uh
becoming.
unbecoming. You are black.
That
Are
one
you
will
there?
pay you.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I feel you cold. Are you cold? I just got back from the UK, so my accent is like the UK kind of thing.
Ah,
So
okay. I'm not cold. Just got some bit of bad news this morning, but hey, how do we do this? We just have to move.
bad news. What is it? Do you want to share?
It's family related, so it's kind of personal. Yeah.
All right. I mean, we pray to the Most High that wherever we find ourselves, things should be positive.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, there's a lot. I mean, we're having a conversation. We'll come back to it, but there's a lot that an African born man in Africa is going through, but it's not everything that we can share to the world. You understand something? You understand what I'm saying? There are a lot of things. Uh, there, there are a lot of things that someone was playing something. Okay, there's a lot that we go through. I mean, there has been. I mean, this can be another conversation that we struggle to save money and to leave the motherland to another place just because we want to have a good life. Why are the African leaders, why are they not making that place a better life for us? But that should be another conversation because I know all of you here, we are all not in Ghana. I mean, Trigger is in Ghana. We have other brothers in Ghana, but it is what it is. Now, Jao Black, you are the people type. You go out. You've been to a lot of places. What would be your comment on customer services in Cape Coast and how we can improve on that?
Customer service in Cape Coast is, if I'm to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll probably say like a 3.
Three. Wow.
There's so much left to be desired. Like, we don't do well with customer service, and I can say that with much confidence and authority, having worked with Rice and dealing with like the operations and day-to-day affairs for a good number of years, for 2 years. And one thing I realized that we really struggled with was customer service, because a lot of people would come to work with their own feelings. Like, they might be in their feelings about something that has probably happened at home, right? And they wouldn't treat the customer the way they deserve to be treated. Now, traveling here, you realize that you enter any establishment and somebody immediately greets you with like a big smile, say, "Hey, welcome." They will offer you a seat. If it's a place where you need to book a reservation, they will ask you if you have booked the reservation and then show you to your seat, right? They would bring you the menu and in a very nice and polite way ask you what you would like to have. They will give you some time to go through the menu to see, come back later and follow up. And in the course of you having your meal, they will keep coming back to ask you if there's anything else that you need. One thing I know is that they would always try to upsell you. They will try to find a way to get you to buy more in the nicest way, make you enjoy the service that they are giving you. Whereas back home, you might go sit out and nobody is even coming to your table. Like, you could be there for hours talking, and you have to get up and go to the bar or to the counter or wherever to just to get something to drink. And this has not just happened at one place, but multiple places. And with the way they handle when customers are like being rude or something, or when customers have complaints, is very poor, because you realize that sometimes you need to just assess the situation, find a way to de-escalate it. If you think it is beyond you or it's too much, you need to get your manager involved. But in our case, it's not like that. You might even get people who are supposed to be customer service representatives, either the waiters or the waitresses or whoever is there, being rude to the customer. And this is highly unacceptable in any situation. Like, no matter how bad it is, you're not allowed to be rude to the customer. Do you get? And that's something that I feel like Cape Coast lacks a lot of. And I've seen it in not just one place, but a lot of places that I feel like we can do way better on. Like, you even realize that sometimes when you go to certain places, if they don't think you look rich or you don't seem to have come out of a big and expensive car, nobody wants to attend to you, nobody wants to treat you specially. They'll say, oh, this table is for these people only. I don't have an issue if there's like something that barricades like your VIP sessions from your normal sessions. But if I'm coming out to sit there, spend my own money, you should be able to let me sit where I feel like I can afford to pay for this. That's why I'm coming here, right?
Right.
And so if you're going to treat me anyhow because you probably think, oh, he didn't get out of a big car or something, then that's not right. And I've experienced this at multiple places. People may not know who you are, and they end up treating you anyhow they want to treat you. And they'll
Yeah.
see somebody else, and then they are all big smiles and doing yes sir, and they are squatting and they are doing the most just to like get the attention of these people. And it happens in multiple places. We have been to places as artists going to perform, and they will treat artists coming in from maybe Accra or Kumasi special, set a table, have like food and drinks for them and their teams, and be expecting us to take say, oh, it's when the anyone hour like we are how do you call it? We are we are here with you, and so basically we are not going to pay you what you are due. We are not going to treat you how we would treat people coming in from Accra and Kumasi and the likes. And so like when it comes to customer service in Cape Coast, personally, I've not had a lot of good experiences with customer service.
All right. Thank you. So, Isaac, where are you going? I'm coming to you. Here ni anuma wɔrehwɛ hɛn no so weitum fancy wɔde ade no ɔhyɛ me minim yɛnya comment kakra a ɔkyerɛ dɛ yɛnka hɛn no mfante kakra so nti ɔmo fantayo ɛgya borɔfo nkoten nti munia Isaac minim Isaac from member bibɛyɛ kɔtɔ mpo wɔ Florida Kakum National Park na ɔyɛ adwuma wɔ hɔ ɛna mehyia no wɔ bar camp na other places Isaac sisia no yɛrekasa biribi afa menhyɛ da nte da yɛka fa nte da ba ma mehwɛ yɛreka biribi afa reviews a yɛnya Odinkan, I will say shout out to Onso Hammond. This brother here told me that Echo UK wo companies wa shada wa from one za wayanye there what reviews wasn't ma different companies but America no what asa people are paid, they pay people money to get reviews because my brother I have my imagine them created a movie I'm imagining but maminya da obi so wo ka fadamadi hu amametum ma ye ne ye nti Isaac say you can reviewer to our no reviewing a product, reviewing restaurant services and all that I will ebenazini ebutuma ka from.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Eko. I tell you, StreamYard will block you, all of us. To be sure, mommy, you know, and then so thank you very much for this opportunity. I just chanced upon it, so I'll just go random. Talking about reviews, Mami share experience be from Elmina Castle.
Oh,
Those of you who know who I am, I worked with Kakum National Park. I was the facilities manager for 2 years. But prior to that, no. Roughly.
And
now I went to Elmina with a friend. We went on the tour. The tour guide took us on the tour. I know the guy's name, but I will not mention. I was very disappointed. They was answering questions. It was like I said, "Ubia wedi babana honorary story." No.
okay, hold on a little bit. So, wait. I think he's still on. Say a better make a say na what line no break on your crab into Jina baby ye. What line no break into Jina baby ye. Why? Isaac, what line no break into Jina baby ye na where a network ya come on ya complain ya blah.
I tell you, see, coming to a place where you can get good network, like undisrupted everywhere, whether you're on the bus or the street,
Charlie,
bro, there's a lot to be desired.
Yeah, Samson.
I'd like to drop, but thank you for the opportunity to join your panel, and thanks, guys. Let's keep doing this. And for the network issue, Echo, I'm going to reach out to you to make official advertisement. But we're about to launch by the end of the year one of the big coffee shops in Cape Coast with Starlink internet, solar panels, workstations, or co-work stations. This is one of the projects we're working on, launching in December. So watch out. And
Bro,
thank you.
if you need anybody to help you with your consultation for marketing and sales, like I'm always down and available. I'm currently doing my MBA, so like I'm trying to get involved in more of these processes to help me like better serve and get more experience in what I'm doing too. So I'm very open to helping your team, like jumping on board to see how best we can make it work here.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Go, please connect us and let's take it from there.
Yeah. That is what this thing is all about. Networking. Okay. So Samson, all right, big up yourself.
Thank you so much.
All right. So I'm seeing a comment here. I want to read it. Ghanaians will pass by us, foreigners, the diaspora, to serve foreigners from Europe. It's troubling but hilarious when they don't leave tips. Ebo. You read that, right? I mean, you heard that. Yeah. A typical example. My mama, a typical example. My brother traveled outside, and then when he traveled, like it's been like 5 years or more. Then he came back to Ghana to visit. So we had to go somewhere. Baby. Now, we were talking to the receptionist, like, we need a room, blah, blah. We're talking. Then these Chinese guys from somewhere came in, and then the waiter left us to attend to that white people. Then my brother was like, Emma, when they go outside and they stay there for a while, they have that change of. He was like, hey, where do you think you are going to? You are going to attend to this. Come on, get back and attend to me and let's finish. I was like, I was watching my brother. I was like, yo, and it's true. We you see, the mentality that has been placed. This is another conversation. When we start going there, it will prolong it. But Ebo, what is your take on this? What is your take on this? Is it true? Do we do that?
Oh,
yeah, the man.
I've experienced that. I wouldn't say, but I think it all goes down to Nimpanisun and Nimpanaban. You understand? Because like I've met other people too who didn't do that to me. Like even though they were people from elsewhere. I mean, we are all one, but you see, I always believe in the fact that say yeah black album anymore, regardless of who yeah black is. Once a woman first, and I will have to attend to your black. Whoever that person is should wait for me to attend to the first in line before I get to. So I
Right.
would say it happens, but there are times too that it doesn't happen. So it all goes down to Nimpanankasa or a servo. I mean, what that person, who that person is, because there are times you will go somewhere you have the best of services. There are times too you go somewhere and so I think that generally, we should be trained to understand. I also support that training thing that you spoke about. Like
Yeah.
people, when businesses pick people as customer service reps, they should specifically train them on that, what they need to do as customer reps, customer service reps. Okay, because they actually stand for the business. Like they are the first point of contact to the business. And for
Right.
me, when your customer service rep messes up, I'm done with your business. Like it ends there. There's nothing like, because if my first point of contact is I have that mentality there. If my first point of contact is treating me this way, not sure that it choosing impose on yet. You get my point. So I think going forward, businesses should be intentional on training their customer service reps to give the best of services. And Black says something over here, bro. I say a bia over for them ever spend.
Ever spend?
I sense how crowd baby.
I say it no be easy.
They will get you to do that. So I think it's something intentional that they've developed over time. And I know with time, we some of us being advocates and pushing for it, and with time, we'll get there. Cape Coast will get there, and Ghana at large will get there, and things will get better. Let's
Bro,
just hope and pray for the best and
bro,
work towards it. It
bro,
shouldn't be just about hoping and praying, but we working towards it too.
but to
Right.
add to what
Right.
you're saying, yeah, I feel like one thing
Before
that
that, you're black. After that, you need to give us some break, which is give us some song. People should know who
listen,
you are. People
He
should
should
know who you are. Just give
he
us
should he
something,
should
bro.
he should actually talk about the upcoming release.
yeah,
Black,
that's
Yeah,
right.
he's gonna take the whole like
Black,
day to talk about. So
the conversation that I've been having with you behind the scene.
No stress, no stress, no stress.
But
So
Baba,
yeah, to add to what Ebo was saying, yeah, I
mhm,
feel one thing that we need to acknowledge is the fact that people need to be passionate about the job that they are getting into, right? You don't just do certain things because you're trying to make ends meet. If you don't know how to handle and deal with people, don't go in to be a customer rep.
right.
Because at the end of the day, no matter the training you give to people, if yeah, that's
exactly.
what they are going to be.
Yeah.
You
Hmm.
get it? And so,
Yeah.
like, we need to have the business entities also have a role to play in this, not just to fill the gap or the roles with just anybody who is coming to apply for the job, but you also have to assess the people's skills and how they would react in certain situations. Now, I'm going to use this as an example here. I got into an interview like when I got into Canada to be
Hmm.
a customer experience guide, right? And the
Yeah.
moment I got there, the interviewer said, "See, I have seen your CV. I know what you're like on paper. I know what you're capable of, right? But
Hmm.
I want to talk to you and get to know you as a person. Do you get it? And
Yeah.
so they are assessing your temperament with the type of questions that they are asking you relating to the job and everything. They want to know how you would react in certain situations. Now we had an open and normal conversation for about 10 minutes, and then he goes on to say, okay, so I have four specific questions that I want to ask you. Tell me about maybe like an experience you've had with so and so and so and how you dealt with it. And those were trying to see how your skills matched what is on your CV. But for the most part, I believe when it comes to home, we would employ people just for the sake of it because ABR or BAVSS or BAVJ, JHS, They are
Onya
home
ejuma ye.
and they don't have anything to do. So one brand, one bay customer service or whatever.
Service, yeah.
But we have to know that this is like a very intentional position and it affects the brand that you're trying to
Right.
build. And so it's not just about the training, but it's about the person in that position.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
No matter how you train a sheep is still a sheep. No matter how you train a lion, the lion will
Mm-hmm.
still be a lion.
Be a lion. Yeah.
At the end of the day, there will be some semblances of changes, but their core traits and characteristics will still be there.
Right.
And so I believe that that's one thing that we need to work on like really well. Look at how best we are going to examine these people's temperaments, whether they are in because they want to serve, because being a customer service position is like basically saying whatever you throw at me, I'm going to take it and I'm going to make sure you're satisfied with the service.
For the services. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I like it.
yeah, that's like the little I'll have to add to that.
Yeah. Or to the America de ahano or maybe we school in Tiffany ejuma. Yɛnhyɛ da yɛnhwɛ dɛ yɛmpa no wɔ qualities bi obetumi ɔdze ayɛ dɛm edwuma no.
Yeah.
I get it. Ɛna there was something that I wanted to say. Now, de bia yɛkasa fa internet ho. Yɛstart the yɛre yɛ dɛm adze. Ihe na yɛnyi Ghana no. Internet wei si do streaming dɛm almost 2 hours.
Free internet. Free internet.
Message. wei si do nyantam ontwampo na waka dɛ ɔreyɛ yi. Samson were US, you are in Canada, I'm here. A boy is there. The internet na dado. But here ni anoma wo echiri ya. What other were joining na
I
dia
see.
cat.
No, I'm telling you, that's what we cheat. Maybe we better. We get to.
Oh, let me show you that.
We
Okay, now here ni anoma wo fie. Ebo, here ni anoma wo fie. Chede, yenyo na kasa na dia atoko. No,
Oh
what's
yeah,
na ba?
oh
No,
yeah,
what? Oh yeah.
Chuko.
Charlie, obey me. I'm looking for. I'm hoping and praying for that day that will like we just be talking different stories.
Oh, say,
Bro,
Ebo,
you go long.
Ebo, as an obey ye. But no quarrying there. Ame, Maman Cassian, as I'm baking. I will also try and say it in English. My challenge is that, Portia, you tell who. You cannot teach self-love. I thought the US was bad until I hit West Africa. The lack of integrity in high places is staggering. You see, Sandy, say if you want to talk about this, yeah, this is where I'm coming from, Ibo, Black, and everybody who's watching. Now, this is Western world, right?
Yeah.
And this is Africa. I'm using Africa.
I say
Our leaders.
yeah, iPhone in the Western world, I'm Portugal.
Okay.
Bro, I don't think
This is no, I'm not going to.
No, that's on the lighter note. That's on the lighter note.
Yeah, this is Western world. Now this is Africa.
Yeah.
Our African leaders always come to us, or we see it in the news saying that, hey, we have a friendship, we have a sister, they call it city sister relationship,
Yeah.
or we have this, and the king of UK. I mean, the queen is gone. The king of UK or the queen will come to Ghana and be like, oh, this is our friendship and all that. So the question is that if we've been friends for all this while, why can't we do the same thing? Or why are we not closer to the things that they do? I see US Army coming to Ghana, bridging with Ghanaians, going to
where they do the
JWS,
shooting thing.
Achiase,
Yeah,
JWS, yeah.
Achiase and all that. They do all those things. The police, they do come, they connect with Africans, they do all the training. You go to UN, you see the UN videos and all that. Aside that, you see businesses. The Prime Minister of UK has come to Ghana to meet with them. So at the end of the day, what kind of collaboration are they doing? Do you understand me? Why is it that we have collaborated with the United States for so long? Obama came here, the wife of Trump came here. All these people, why do we still have internet problems? But these people don't have it. Why do we still have road? I don't really understand.
No.
So what kind of collaboration are we doing?
These are very sensitive things to
Bro.
talk about. Like, I believe that when we get into the nitty gritties, it's not going to boil down to like politics, right? And
Yeah.
and I'm one of the few people who believe, I don't know if there are a lot of people, but I believe that there is an intentional suppression of the kind of leaders that we have. And
Right.
like we as a people have been brought up in a certain way to take the bare minimum and run with it. Like,
Just
we
be
don't,
okay with it.
we are very okay with the barest minimum. The things that are supposed to have been there from the beginning. You see somebody making roads and then we are shouting, "Hey, he came, he has made
Come on,
roads." So
bro.
we are supposed to do that. We are supposed to have that. You come to Canada and like during summer, fall, you see people they are fixing their roads for winter and like the other time. So it's like the barest minimum. You get it. Nobody is going to go and start anywhere and campaign, "Oh, I made roads." You can't.
Bro,
You get
bro,
me?
you know the
And
painful thing when I hear politicians talk about the fact that Yebesi school. That
yeah, these
for
are
me personally, it doesn't even have to do with me traveling or me getting out of the country. Or you and I have had this conversation over the
yeah.
time. And see, I feel like our youth, we are not angry enough because these are things that we need to see.
I don't think anger
I
is the
didn't want to
solution
get
to
into
this.
this conversation because it makes me very emotional. It makes me
Yeah.
very angered, bro. For real, like, see, we are joking as youth in the country. See, it's about time we call our leaders to book. Like, we make them accountable for everything that. Bro,
Ebo, it's true. Speed.
Bro. See, over here, last week, I had the opportunity to be at a job fair. And you see, we had the military coming out begging people to even enlist.
Like, yeah.
I'm like, go back to our country. We are even paying money.
Yeah.
You're bribe.
I have every job is trying to make it look attractive for you to join them. I've been to a couple of job fairs too, and then I realized you see even like a Juma Ebefia, people don't want to do it. People are being paid good amounts of money to do that. And you come in and realize that, bro, I could be running with this and be working for like
and you see,
four,
these are
5 hours and
leaders.
making good money.
These are leaders. They be able to canoe. They come and chill here. I think it's about time. See, Echo. I don't know how we, like, this is going to sound, but it's about time. You leaders, see, and if it takes making sacrifices for these leaders to be accountable for the hell that they are putting us through, I think it's about time the youth take it upon. We take it upon ourselves and make these.
I would take a more diplomatic approach to it. I feel,
bro, we've passed that stage of diplomacy.
The diplomacy has been up to here.
Diplomacy,
bro. That's why I said it's very personal with me,
bro.
No,
I'm coming. Hold on, guys.
And in front of really us into.
Someone is calling your name. Someone is calling your name. I see. You see, this if we give ourselves the whole year, we will talk about this. I know, but the thing is that But I think
I even want to narrow it to Cape Coast. See, Echo. Yes, the affection. Let me call our leaders out in Cape Coast. Yes, the affection. How many years?
Yeah, go ahead. They say 60 years now.
Which affection can we boast there? This affection, there was this fundraiser, and this was the project that we undertook for this particular affection.
Otumbo Abro was Sky.
Sky was here. Sky was this show. See, and you see the painful thing is, see a place we call our palace. See how deteriorating the place. See, it's a place that was renovated not long ago. See how how the place is deteriorating.
I say actually washing this white.
Posha, I need you to be here. Posha, get online.
Last one by one. You see?
Or a day you go on one
See the youth. No, that diplomacy thing we should put it aside. See, Black, diplomatic. Where has it taken us?
I feel okay. See, with what I'm saying about we being diplomatic and strategic about it, Echo, you started September in Cape Coast with your team, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good initiative, right? I know there are people who are doing really well, putting Cape Coast out there, bringing more people into Cape Coast and all that. We are trying to be the change that we want, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of the main reasons in turn I'm in a meeting. So we started the whole Visit Cape Coast agenda and trying to push with the cleanup exercises from time to time. And this is something that even as Meba Hadumde in Pono, we still have conversations about. Before joining the call, one reason why I was late in joining is because we had like a team meeting where we are talking about how to bring like foreign organizations into it to make it more sustainable and bigger globally, because I want to see change. And so I'm working for the change I want to see. If I have been in a position where I didn't like how Obini decisions are affecting me, it doesn't mean that I would sit down and put all the blame on them. I know better now. You get it? And that's the main reason why I'll take action.
That's the main reason we are all here.
No, yeah, and that's the thing, because we all want to take action to be the change that we want to see. In Kofi, death does not know age or number or anything, but if we are going by the natural order of things, most of these people will die in no time, right? But at the end of the day, we are in the prime generation right now to make the changes that we want to see. Actually, if you have
baby.
Exactly.
It's not about going like making them accountable. This money should be retrieved though.
Make a land. See, even if court in right? Let's say court can they own TS they will look at his funds available and they will come up with a payment plan. The India month
Black, you love diplomacy. You will be one of the guys where if say
you see
my problem. So but then let me read something. Let me read something. Then we go on. Isaac is saying that I think the biggest problem has to do with hiring and who leads. Y'all talked about passion. The truth is that there are people who are passionate and selfless for leadership positions, but barely get a chance to operate. I worked in a reputable company where every executive director that came for the previous 10 years brought one family member into the wrong position. And I wanted to fire some of them, but I was told that certain people are untouchable. And that's one of the main challenges. Hey, greetings from Brazil. The travel lodges, senior man, by heart.
Let me get back to this. You see, Black, diplomacy is not it's not a bad thing. That is what all of us we've been growing up. See, I see diplomacy in the end tends to corrupt us to be the same as those leaders.
I don't believe
No,
so.
Black, see, are you trying to tell me that this crop of like mid-aged leaders here will be like the likes of them young folks here will be? Do you think they will also get up there? They will in 4 years, 8 years to come, they will be in the same position and they wouldn't embezzle funds like the old folks are doing.
So one thing
Do you think they are going to do this?
one thing that me pay the way away any day, there is no clean system anywhere in the world, right?
Like,
The
you see?
very things that we complain about, I don't know that will follow the elections in Canada. They are voting like they are doing the provincial elections this year, and they are going to do like
Yeah.
the federal one
The national one,
next year. And one thing that has stood out for me is they are very similar in criticizing their leaders the same way we do criticize our leaders with regards to how they spend the money, with regards to what they feel like should be done and are not being done, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, how do they act? They act with their votes. One thing that you see over here in this country that you don't see a lot of in Ghana, in Cape Coast, bro, these people are taught from an early age to volunteer. They know that it's part of their experience. Like if you don't volunteer, you wouldn't even get a lot of opportunities in this country.
Yeah.
You need to volunteer, and volunteer, right? But back home, what do? I say Enchem 2000. I say Enchem 10 Ghana. I say man 5 Ghana. Better means you.
Me with the mommy.
So you get me. So,
Maybe that way.
these things start from like the foundation stages. You don't expect children growing up like this to grow up and become any good of a leader.
No, but Black, you raised that point there.
Me saying we need to be diplomatic about it. See, as we are having these conversations, right? I know that Echo, you have children, so you would understand how you want to raise them and bring them up. We are the ones in charge of shaping the next generation after us. We have little control over Mawase Echo. There's very little we can do about it. So my point of view is, why can't we take what we can control and work on it? Let us volunteer more. Let us teach our children that, oh, this is A, this is B, F will be not done yet, and you'll be Richard. More on Kada you pay 3, 1 child 10. Now Koron Kofa 7, number 1 can Koron Kofa 2 a Korean one pay. Do you get it? We need to start building the blocks from the beginning. If we want to see the change that we need to see, it wouldn't come in 2, 3, 4 years. Right? These changes that we want to see, if we are being realistic, we have to set goals for the next 30 to 50 years. And then we can assess and see how we are performing. If we are 5 years, we are, okay, this is our 50-year goal. So every 5 years, we are trying to see where we have reached. Let's be that change. Let us start that.
Black, your point is well made, and I really respect that. You understand? Because I personally felt that in my field that I have passion for, I need to make a change. That is why I'm here. And we've had conversation behind the scene.
Yeah.
And you get me? But my problem is, you see, we are in a space. I know the system is not like baby, there's that kind of wenu or you understand. But you see, ask yourself, why is it that over here they are developing like things? The system is good, the system is better. That you understand? Because people are held accountable for everything that they do. You understand? But that is what we are not having back home. I don't know if you are getting my point. Because if you know what feel there, I can just then nobody will hold me accountable for it. You understand? And they feel like because nobody will hold me accountable for it, like why should I care? You You understand? And gradually, this is what the next generation too is picking up. You understand? Black, the fact that there's no accountability, you and I will definitely grow. We'll get there, even with all the change that we want to effect. We'll still get there, and because there's no accountability for what we do, we'll get to that point that we'll feel like Obialin hold me accountable for what I'm doing. So I should just because there wouldn't be any accountability for me. That is the point. That is the angle that I'm also coming from. And you see, if you don't start working towards that, bro, trust me, you get to that point, you'll get to that point. Nobody would give the F about whatever anybody does back home. And that is one of our biggest problems in the country. Because
But
nobody holds anybody accountable.
one thing is so one thing about this is, right, I feel like where we talking about these things, these are discussions that I have personally had with some professors that I've met. And for me, I like to learn, I like to listen to different ideas. And I know there are countries that have gone, like, they've tried being diplomatic, it didn't work, so they had to use other means, right? But we just have to think about the repercussions of every action. To every action, there's a reaction. Trying to hold.
Wait. Y'all black.
Not forgetting the greater good, though. See,
Y'all black.
not forgetting the greater good.
So when they were doing what they were doing, they didn't know that the consequences would be there. Tale, we forgot there like manike ka asem bi osire ho. Yan line the ministers now. Then you won nyina. Na yan fa fine girls mbegina ho. Na our minister ebo fine girl na we yin bo story ni yeda bay yeda shiro che da wo feelings. I think to me, I feel like it's not everything that we have to copy the Western world fine, but I think that when it comes to governance, I am feeling, and in my opinion, most countries, I don't know, most countries that are well developed, they may have a central something, but ubia dynamism atasa inti ya for central region. Ya share resources a yewo. Sorry, ya share resources a yewo. Ya generate yen sika. In a here yezi fix yen problems so over her. Is that possible?
But it's already in the system. That's why
it is not. No. You go to MP. You go to the MP.
Let me tell you.
Remember, you're black. You go to the MP or the minister, and they will tell you they get fund, or I don't know what that get fund price. Money that they use for development. They get fund from the government hasn't reached us yet. I don't understand.
Meanwhile, you park and you pay parking fee. And where
does that money go to? They will tell you it is going to the central government.
Baby, I'm not parking. You know the painful thing. And me personally, there are several times that I've fought with these ticket ladies because I want to be that change. I want to effect that change that I want to see. You know why? No.
When we are road in the way, the man my be that girl be bad. I say or bedroom 2 city. Let me see 2 city. Fine. Where would them road here? I hear what's that the word is scanning on yonder, but have they fixed it?
But baby, I'm not parking and say,
"Oh, you're black." Ebe president wa Ghana.
Black, baby, I'm not parking anywhere. Baby, I'm not parking anywhere. Light, oh, then you better light in ponyo. Oh, then you better about park home. Have the risk, like I stand the risk of Obiriba attack him. And
I think this year. Wait. This year I was here this year when your car battery was stolen.
You see?
I was there. They opened his car and then took the battery out because there was no light. This car and your road. You're black. Residents, you're black.
Black. Me chena why Jimmy school. See, somebody. See. So with all these experiences, I would want to be the change that I want to. I want to see. So I mean, see, and me, no disrespect to anybody, but you see, if I'm to meet whoever is in authority right now, I'll speak truth to that is one thing about me, and
that is
sometimes it might be
why
rude, but
no. Speaking truth to power is not bad. Do you get it?
But you see, it's
one
all
thing-
part of
one-
the accountability, and that is what we are failing to do right now. And
One thing
even
that-
though you are black, and you know that as in the and them obey you, but you are telling me about replications. Another
No.
see,
Okay,
there's
so
for
you are
every
not
good
you are
thing,
not
go
understanding
back
what
to
I'm trying
history.
say.
Any good thing that happened came with sacrifices.
So why you two go and sacrifice? Why are you in Canada right now?
because you spoke about the change.
No,
You spoke about we affecting or we being the change that we want to see, and that is part of the change that I want to see. That is why I'm here.
Exactly. So you are doing what I am saying, right?
But black,
Even
but
though
black.
you might not say it, but you are doing exactly what I am saying. Be the change that you want to see.
But you see, let's also consider the greater good. So if imagine that everybody is being the change that he or she wants to see and leaving the country, who will be left in the country? No, that's a question I want to.
You can be the change you want to see in the country.
In the country, in that country. No, black. Are you telling me that we can be that? No, if we can be that change that we want to be in that country, why are we here?
Hold on. I see E. Taylor giving a lot of positive comments right there. E. Taylor, if you're okay to be on it, let me know. I'll send you the link. Just click on it and then join so that you add the fee. And then Sandy, I also love for you to join. I mean, we're having a discussion, and I would love for E. Taylor, yes. If you want to come on, I'm just gonna put the link down here. Just but yeah, black. We came to Canada, or you came to Canada to learn the skills, get the knowledge and everything, and possibly go home and help build, right?
Yeah.
So when you do that, and I do that, and Ebo does that, and then we get back, and then the system says that the fact that you think you've gone to Canada to learn and back doesn't mean we are going to support you. You still, so what do we do about that? That is my question to you. What do we do? Because I will minimum that break.
I diplomatic studies here.
Say UCC or Lagos or say empty movie.
Relax. No, this one here. This one here. I get something to say. No, relax. I have something to say about
because if you say Ebo there, we're gonna say Canada.
Echo.
Yeah.
Marco UCC. I completed my undergrad in UCC in 2017, right?
Okay.
I completed a master's degree in sociology in UCC in 2019. So I have been through the system. I know what the system has to offer, and so me coming to get another experience is just to make sure I get better at what I do.
Right.
Basically. And so I wouldn't be, I say, oh, I'm going to better myself, and I'm not even trying the system. I'm running away from the system that I was in.
We all have tried the system.
Exactly. So we know what our system is about.
No, but my question is, does it always have to be the same? Because see, this is a situation we are not holding people accountable for what they are doing. And you see, it will gradually it's getting to that point that you and I will also be there, and we think that because nobody holds us.
Okay, guys, hold on. We have another voice, another school of thought here. Hello, Echo. What's the name?
Hold on a second.
Nyaminado. Mpocho, ewa infana ere joining here.
Buffalo, New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay. Inti
New Jersey.
mayeri kani nyinara no. Minim how many years akatena abrochi and wo experience, but mayeri kani nyinara no. Once you see your dem or Ebeka phone or to them?
Okay, first of all, I'm in Ghana, baby, 2006. We all Gasco. Let me Ghana.
Oh, action.
Yeah, yeah. But then you know, Cape Coast from from net. So Cape Coast like my Cape Coast baby. But then yeah, me because as I Cape Coast one, most of the Africa Yengibi. Look at our coastal line, right? Stretching from Ola to Olampo from Okanda, from Pond, right? To Ola side. That's a whole stretch out. The Mazanya or Yiska. Compare maybe to the Cape Town. Okay, it's like Cape Town there.
Yeah.
In one coastal line.
Yeah.
It's straight from a whole like by the end of the day, as something I did Ghana, as someone in there, Obi between this guy. Obi Anyanashi. Right? There's no accountability because
exactly my point.
Mukozi MP, whatever. Why am I going there? Because me pesca because we just can't honor. If so, we just can't find you or Cape Coast or Benson, one pen is more. In the end of the day, most is canon. We are in country. Okay, example for example, number one, where and then
a diplomacy say on Kadeno. Think about it. Let him finish.
Just chip it in. The issue is still in court.
Okay, granted. You know Bernie Madoff. You know the name Bernie Madoff. Bernie Madoff was a Wall Street guy, right? So basically, the same scheme. Allegedly Ponzi scheme. Number one. The same one. Oji Uskan, Wajin Skan, and Zama. I think they question that it's a whole Ponzi scheme. Watching Crawfordska. Watching it too. Because why? The system works. There's laws. It doesn't favor you. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Ochwa Wacho. Bagana. Koyesika. Oh, Nimoi, Anna. Asam nature. One thing Ghana, they will forget things too early. Obi baby. Mompon baby 5 years. About was the band of the about BMO. No be free. Then we all move on. It's a fact. Think about it. It's a fact. It's a fact. There is no accountability. I mean, in fact, me will be at me there. Number or only two like let's so to speak. Only Skebia. I didn't they want to the MP. They're behind their car origin. How do you get that money? How much was the MP? How much do they make? They go in themselves. It's not for the better of the city. And see, saying the Cape Coast, some point we get money from tourism, right? Kakom, the castle. How many times do we renovate our roads? How many times do we renovate the castle area? How many times do we do all these renovations to keep up and survive and sustain the whole business? Kakom bathroom. I mean, we get Kakom bathroom. Okay, into Kakom bathroom or Kakom National Park. Why is that? Because at the end of the day, there's money coming in, but then they're not putting the money to work to benefit ourselves. That's the issue. But that's my 2 cents. Anyway.
Even look at the road that leads to our supposed palace. See, and that's the same place that we have our original court. That whole enclave. Isn't it an eyesore for you guys?
That court will be court.
No, bro. Let's
that court will be court. But what? You be there, they jail people for.
And we have somebody like Igwama, you know, wait on him for how many years? On him for how many years? Wait the fashion. And this year was our, and you see the painful thing is we saw youth of Cape Coast glorifying 60th anniversary. 60th anniversary, my foot. What the papa now about Cape Coast?
But then it's blame on him now. I mean, how many?
No,
the money means
I'm not blaming on him, but I'm not blaming on him. But bro, what I'm trying to say is, no, Black. Let me learn. Let me clarify this. I'm not blaming on him. I'm not putting blames on anybody. But what I'm trying to say is that we need to hold people accountable for what they do. You see, every year we celebrate this festival. There are fundraisings. MTN brings money to the chieftaincy. Other companies, they all, if I can be wrong, but see, from what I know that every year there's some sort of money that goes into that celebration. About to my project be a Cape Coast Ebia Fetu at 50 Fedu at 45. This is the project that we commissioned for
But they
that
mounted a statue.
Echo. See,
What is that
we
gonna
are
do?
a bunch of jokes, and you see, we have leaders that we have youth that don't the future is a torture. We don't hold these leaders accountable, so they feel like they can do anything and get away with it. And you see, gradually, that canker will transcend to us. We also feel that because nobody holds, and see, I wouldn't lie to you, because nobody holds anybody accountable. Most may feel that, oh, Motu may be busy minister, may the scanning free my cop, and nothing will be done. And you see,
Diplomacy.
Black, I say,
What's the diplomacy?
But Mammy said echo asem. Echo Mpocho.
Echo hands and I mean, wait, there are 3 echoes on the line, right?
No,
I'm echo and you are echo.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, echo no. Mes many who go no. Adenjembia asana ba ebuhwa na.
What's that not? Cape Coast say not. I mean, you can say wasting markets, right? But then at the end of the day, my what's not the zone go to honum. Just nothing. I'm Cape Coast. I'm perimeter Cape Coast. Remember, I want to
was that place even supposed to be a market?
Is that? I mean, at least it's something. It's something.
No, but see, senior, see the kind of edifice that we have, and I don't know if you've been home recently. See the kind of edifice that we have, and see what goes on there.
I mean, to be honest with you, the problem with Ghana in general, right, is maintenance culture. There's no maintenance culture. That's one, right? Everybody wants something new, but at the end of the day, they forget how to maintain it to make it keep it new. In Cape Coast, same fun that the reason I'm saying Cape Coast is saying because of the fact that the same buildings are on the same buildings are on. Fine, they might be old colonial buildings, right? Which could be renovated and still be upkept, but then more town naughty. And the issue is not even that. The issue is that there's no jobs in Cape Coast. If any teacher, and fisherman, and you don't have a pub or a restaurant, so there's no money coming into the system. There's no money suffering around. In CFN, that if let's just say we can boast of our tourism, right? People need to tap into that. When you tap into that, make it better, whereby the money comes in and the money siphons around. It's going to create employment and development in the city, right? If not for the government sector, the public, the individuals can do that. But it's really, really hard because as you're trying to get it, obviously go and pay bribe, and then it's really tough, right? So I think the issue of Cape Coast is beyond the government. It is on the government, but at the same time, it depends on us as well too, as humans. We have to find a way to be better. Be better thinkers, not be selfish, and try to find ways to help each other out. Because it takes a village. It doesn't take one person.
Right.
And that's my take on it.
Yeah, so to add to what Echo was saying, yeah, and that's the main idea behind us launching the Visit Cape Coast campaign, where we said we want to sell Cape Coast beyond dungeons and slavery, right? Bring tourists into the country, get people to stay at least a week, 10 days. If you're able to get these people spending about $200 on the average per head in Cape Coast, we can have enough money to go through the whole local economy and develop the economy in Cape Coast, right? And we did that with a module where we estimated with the numbers that we have coming in right now, we have about 100,000 people coming into Cape Coast Castle every single year. So if we can get them to spend even $200, that is $2 million injected into the Cape Coast economy, right? And that's the main reason why we still are pushing for that whole Visit Cape Coast agenda, where we need to sensitize our people. We can build our entertainment industry through that because we can come up with projects that will entertain the tourists when they come in. Because if you're going into a place, there has to be something that would want you going, like, will keep you going back there and would want you to, like, recommend that place to people, right? We can come up with, like, ideas for festivals. We even had conversations where we're thinking, oh, we could host, like, a night vigil and, like, a very solemn concert inside the castle. There are conversations still going on around that. where we can sell our food, we can sell our culture. Like there's so much that we can do to make sure that we are selling Cape Coast and we are getting more money into the system. Now, the problem with that is the bureaucracy. Oh, you have to go and see this person, or you have to talk to this person before you can do that. And that was a bit of a hindrance to the progress that we're making. And I had to travel around that time too. I felt like it was a good opportunity to come experience the whole new culture. Being in Vancouver, like it's more of a place where like their biggest thing is tourism. They are one of the biggest cities in North America, and so it gives me that experience to get new ideas as to, oh, we could try this, we could implement that. I went into Canada Place. I saw they had this flyover Canada thing, virtual 3D idea, and it was really amazing. You could be in the comfort of one room and feel like you're flying over the whole of Canada.
God.
These are all things that we could find ways to implement, but we can't also deny the fact that we need heavy investments, right? And we need to find ways to collaborate with foreign organizations, local bodies. We need to train and sensitize even the people in Cape Coast. And that's why I was talking about us starting from us, because these people, they've done the harm that they're going to do, right? So if we want to see that change, let us start teaching our younger brothers. Let us start teaching our children that, bro, this is how we want the society to be. This is ideally how our society is supposed to be. Like when you meet people in town, whether they are locals or diasporans, don't beg them for money. We need to teach them the culture of what Cape Coast is about,
Yeah.
and then even the youngest child can tell you a brief history about maybe the building that they are living in. You add value to their lives that way. And then everybody working in Cape Coast will be a walking tour guide. We need to find a way to build the system. And these are conversations that we need to get very intentional about in order to be able to see the change that we want. I would never stand for anybody saying we need to take other means, we need to beat people. That wouldn't bring change.
Granted, right? But you need to set
Yeah,
example.
Black.
Like Wall said, sorry, if I might chime in real quick. Wall said, I mean, granted, you don't have to beat people, but at the same time, people have to pay for the consequences. Like, if you embezzle money and steal state money,
Yeah.
there's supposed to be repercussions. You can't just
Absolutely.
you just can't
Absolutely.
take something that belongs to a whole for your personal gains. Like
Yes.
there are kids dying, there are no hospital beds. Like, and you are driving a V6, a V8 off of stolen money. Like, how do you sleep at night? Like consciously, like what's on your conscience? You know what I'm saying? So people have to be held responsible for their actions.
Yeah,
That's what we ask for.
I think I need to clarify this before we move on. Being like me saying that wasn't literally like, but I just
Like
wanted
beating
to
people.
yeah, I just wanted to establish the
Still,
fact that
yeah, Bob Rowan.
people need
Yeah, Black and
need,
yeah, Bob Rowan.
people need to be accountable for whatever they do and the things that they do. You understand? Because like my brother Eko is saying, bro, you can see what is going on at the Cape Coast District Hospital, and it's an eyesore. Like the whole hospital is coming down,
and it's like they haven't seen it. Let me come in a little bit before that. Shout out to
pay
Sandy.
money all the time.
Yeah.
We are always paying money. We are always paying money. So where does this money go to? That is my question.
It goes to those cardboard pieces. It goes to those pieces of cardboard that I saw people on the grounds of your hospital to lay on, because I mean it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I was so appalled by that. The young man that was our tour guide when we were there, his wife had a baby, and he had to stay out on the lawn on a piece of cardboard. And I thought, what in the world is going on here in Ghana? It's like unlike anything I've seen. And I'm retired. You guys could be my kids. And and seriously, I have never in my life seen a country. My youngest son is Ethiopian, We adopted him from Addis Ababa. I was telling Echo about, you know, my older daughters. I was like, you gotta help me find them husbands. Nobody wants to get married. And I'm like, you know, we're moving to Ghana. Our house is being raised up right now. I'm sitting out here on my balcony in the United States, in Florida. But we're moving to Ghana. We're leaving next month. We rented a place for a year while our house is being built. But Cape Coast, we bought land there first. But after our experience in Cape Coast, we'll just keep the land until, I mean, you know, the government there wanted us, you know, I guess they saw dollars when they saw us. And they thought, well, they can build the road. And I told my husband as an engineer, and he was like, well, you know, I can get, no, you can't. We're not doing that. If they're walking the roads like they're walking and driving on the roads like they're driving, we'll let them continue to do that. I don't mind paying my taxes. I don't mind. I love Black business. I go out of my way for Black business. But I'm not going to feed into a beast of a system that I'm looking at the people laying on the hospital grounds on cardboard boxes. I'm not going to.
Well said. And it breaks my heart because it's just sad to see like people be so selfish. Like, granted, people embezzle everywhere. People still in America. People still in Canada. People still. By the end of the day, the basic human needs are being
met somewhat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to speak. But
Okay.
it's just like blatant.
So when I picked the position that I picked, right, it's not because I don't want people to be held accountable, but I have personally lost trust in the system, and I don't think that I feel the judiciary is compromised, and so even if you're trying to take people to court, they are not going to get any results out of that. There was this situation with Cecilia Dapa where they found huge sums of money.
How can a minister of state, and you see,
Exactly.
and there was an instance that this woman came, she was in parliament to tell a whole parliament that she used almost $64 million to dredge Odona River, and
And
you
I'm
go
saying
to that river and there's nothing done, and we didn't
exactly,
hold this
exactly.
person accountable for all these things.
And because we know that our judiciary is compromised, our police service is compromised. So taking these steps, going through the system is not going to work.
Bro,
And
I wouldn't
and
lie to
so
you. If
There's
care
gotta
is
be
not
something to
taken,
give. And I don't want to say it, but we need a revolution. We need a whole system overhaul.
that is
And as
what
sad as
I've
it is,
always been talking about.
as sad as it is, we might need a revolution. I don't
We
mean
need that.
war,
We
but
really need that
something
because
gotta give.
people feel like they can just
and who
do
is
anything and get away with it,
who is going
and
to
that
start
is what
that?
breaks my heart.
It has to be the youth. Who
Bro,
has the power?
I could have stayed in Ghana, but I for some reason I realized that there's no better future for me. I need to get out there,
And come back.
come better myself, and probably go back and effect that change that I want to see.
There you go.
Exactly
Why
what
should
I'm
it be
trying.
so?
Exactly what I'm trying to
Yo,
say.
bro, but why should it be so? No, that's my question. Why should it be so?
I believe
Fine.
if we had the answers,
Let's
wouldn't be
see.
here.
It's not that good everywhere. Like, we have people embezzling funds everywhere. But ask yourself, do you face these situations in the state? Do you have people lying on the floor, giving bed on the floor? No, it doesn't happen that way.
I have a question for you. If
Go ahead.
you keep saying do the change you're willing to see, how do you start? Every revolution needs a beginning. One of my ancestors is Duddy Buckman. He was part of the Haitian Revolution.
Mm.
How do you start to overturn a system in Ghana that is based upon, I want to really be careful because I'm not Ghanaian. I have Ghanaian blood, but I am not Ghanaian. How do you start with a system that believes in a man that dresses himself every day, that is a king? How do you deal with the mindset of people that believe that to be deity? When he speaks, things happen. Not your president, but your king. Where do you fit in? And it's all a different answer for everybody. For us, we started very early. I had kids early. I went to college. I became a scientist. My kids are very independent. I have Echo trying to find them husbands right now because they're way too independent. We got doctors and attorneys and no husbands and grandchildren. So I see the change in our generation financially. But what I see in Ghana is the mind has been totally colonized. It's like going to the Caribbean. They don't think for themselves. It's like what the colonizers did to us. We had the knowledge that gave them the patents. They made the money while we still were slave labor. So where do you start? Where do you draw the line collectively? We weren't freed because it was the right thing to do. It was because of the survival of the United States, which, by the way, we are pulling all our assets out of here, and this country is falling. People of color are leaving. We understand our worth. Us. We're out of here, taking every penny. We own several properties. We're divesting. But I came from the labor I see on the streets in Ghana. So where do you start? And are you tired of it enough? Are you tired enough?
So, with what Sandy is saying, if I understand you clearly, where do we start? In my own little way, I have, I started two companies back in Ghana before I left, right? And that employs about 7 to 10 people. Okay.
Great. Okay.
In my capacity, I can't give handouts to people because I don't feel like that's the right thing to do. And so what I can do is to give you a means to make money, and then you don't have to depend on me for money for your daily needs and everything, right?
Right.
There are certain things that I believe unless we get together and do it collectively, any individual who singles himself out to try to start any movement of such will be single-handedly. They will just deal with you. They will just find a way to get you out of the system, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news in Ghana recently,
That's the
where
only news I
people,
watch.
where
I don't
people
watch American news. I look at Al
yeah,
Jazeera and I look at the Ghanaian news.
right, right. And so there was this whole Stop Galamsey protest, right? And they
Uh-huh.
were literally fighting for the land, the water, and people were arrested and put away because they were fighting for these causes. And you
Yeah.
realize that a lot of people will come on social media, talk about, oh, we need change, we want to see change. But when it comes to hitting the grounds, to making sure their voices are heard, nobody is doing anything about it. So you end up talking, and you'll be singled out by the government. Whatever businesses you have, they are going to be run down, and you'll be left with nothing. You can't help anybody at this point.
Right.
You're right.
So when I get big on starting with ourselves individually, I have a foundation that I call the Black Tribe Foundation. And what we do is we go to orphanages in Cape Coast and try to give back as much as we can because we know that these are kids who would not like have any options otherwise if not for the orphanages, right? So in my own little way, I'll call my friends, hey, maybe like this day we want to go here. If there are any contributions that you can give, if there's anything you want to contribute, let's do this for the kids. I am a
I need
music
to get your
artist,
information because
so
when we were there in May, from January through February, I tried to link up with an agency because we had like 30 refurbished computers
Mm.
right.
and I was put off.
I'm really sorry about that.
How do you not want this for these kids?
I'm
Because
so
they want
sorry.
some money before they can do their job.
Nah,
You see, I'm a teacher by profession, and I'm speaking in terms of me being a teacher, right?
Mhm.
There are instances where you feel like there's an idea, there's a strategy, there's a method, there's something you can do to develop Ghana Education Service, and you'll be thrown into the trash because it is not coming from a so-called big man. You understand
But
me?
the
Coming,
first question that they ask with the diaspora is, what can you contribute to Ghana? And my thought is, what is Ghana contributing to its own people?
yes, you see,
really good question. Really
it's
good
about
question.
time. It's about time. I feel it's about time. We can't totally neglect the government, yeah. But I think it's about time that we as citizens would have to start doing something. For example, what Eko was saying was that why don't we, the people, start developing something? We're talking about Yao Black, you're talking about adding up to tourism with visits Cape Coast, right? That is what I think we should focus on. Focus on the private people, the individual people, what we can do. Because at the end of the day, Sandy, I'm 30 something years, and I can still say that the government that has come, gone, still the same.
But Echo,
That's
Nothing
how
is
I
going
feel
to
here.
change.
I
So,
feel here
I
we're
believe
looking at an
I'm
election
coming. Yeah,
that I won't
I
waste my
believe
time
that
with.
with that, we have to do something. Now we are talking about Cape Coast is the hub of tourism. Cape Coast is the hub of tourism. Yao Black says with his vision, we have to overlook the tourism and the castles and the Kakum National Park. What else is there? What else is there? Now, whatever is there, it is not the priority of Ghana government to do that for Cape Coast. So we will sit, talk. Oh, Cape Coast is the hub of tourism. How do we keep people so that they can spend $200 when they come? Beautiful. That conversation should be amongst us here. We should
The
take
beaches are
away
beautiful in
government
Cape Coast,
100%.
but there
We
is a
should remove
pall of
100%, right?
misery in Cape Coast. It
Yeah, it
feels
is because
heavy.
But
yes,
Echo, my
but yes.
question is, how can these businesses, how can these initiatives survive in a system that is so oppressing, a system that will just want to cripple you as somebody who is trying to make things better?
Echo, let me chime in real quick if you don't mind. So I hear your point, right? I definitely hear your point. But put it this way. Let's just say if I decide to invest in Cape Coast, right? It's a
Mhm.
money
Yeah,
funded business, right?
yeah.
However, like I said, there's no money in Cape Coast itself, if you think about it.
Mhm.
Right. So if I go take a loan of maybe about $2 million to start a business in Ghana, I want to go to a place whereby I will get a buck for my money. So I'll set up in Accra because Accra is like a one-stop shop. Everybody's in Accra, everybody gets there, right? That's
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
But if I'm supposed to go to Cape Coast, I'm taking a huge chance, right? Although granted, there are some things out there that can drive market there. is, okay, let's just say if I set up I set up a beachfront situation, a beachfront
Yeah.
space, right? Nice beach area, whatever. I don't have the infrastructure, or there's not a lot of infrastructures out there to keep people in Cape Coast, right? Because I can't do it alone, right? So let's just say I have a
Mhm.
hotel, I can only have 30 people, but then I have an influx of 1,000 people coming from America, from wherever, Europe to Ghana. They come to Cape Coast, they spend like literally half a day, and they take the money back to Accra. Why? Because Accra has the hotels, it has the spots, it has all the cool things to do in Ghana. Cape Coast doesn't. So
Man,
it's really
we
tough.
spent 5 days in Cape Coast, and
What did you do?
I was miserable. We
There you
went
have
to
it.
the Lemon Tree.
There
We
you have
went
it.
to, places like that. Our property, we bought beachfront property. So we went and sat out there for a little while. Who wants to sit out there? I live in Florida.
There's got to be something to
I
do.
want something to do.
There you go. And that's the problem.
Okay, Echo. So
And then I was
with
called a foreigner over and over and over again.
I'm
It
really
was,
sorry about your experience. Like it's nothing
no, it's
to be
okay.
proud of.
We're called something else over here.
Oh, I don't want to say it.
It's okay with me too. It's history. It's the truth.
You're right.
And it's not even personal because I have my bag and I'm taking it to Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna say something, yo.
Yeah, so with regards to what to do, how to keep people in, those were the conversations that we were having, and uh, we have like I have a proposal written down where we're looking to expand like activities, things to do when you get to Cape Coast. And so one of my friends imported about 100 paintball guns,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where we are looking for a place to set up, and then we know that people could go with their friends or whatever to have like activities. And in this same place too, we would have a cafe where people could have food and drinks, right? So you go there, you can spend time, outdoor activities, just have fun. There's also another proposal for a go-kart arena where people would go and then like basically race, have fun, spend the day and all that. And we have one for a bowling arena. So we have actually sat down and had mini discussions on what we could do to keep people in there. Because if you are coming to see Kakom, you're coming to see the castles, then that's it. And that's why the whole agenda
And
behind
and
our
that
visit.
and that's not what I want to see. I've
Exactly,
lived that my whole life.
exactly.
I don't
And
want to see that. That's
and
depressing to me.
yep,
And I
yep.
think that's the Paul and the spirit of Cape Coast.
Hmm.
It's time to start living and
Exactly.
stop looking at what died.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
time to raise up.
yeah.
I mean, I understand. I love my mother. She passed away a couple of years ago, but I don't worship my mother. I gave her my best when she was here, but they still seem to put everything towards those that were sacrificed. What about the
Yep,
living?
exactly.
I see
That's
kids drinking out of wells that have no cover to them. So I know there's mosquito larvae and other contaminants in the water. I'm a scientist. That's what project I wanted to do in Cape Coast. I wanted to make sure there's clean water of all things. So it's a difficulty with that. You need and the amount of plastics there, the PCBs.
oh,
Don't get
Oh
me
my
started, man.
God.
you don't even go there. You don't even go there.
That's a whole different
Yeah,
conversation.
That's
We need to go there.
and
I said the
and
difference between America and Ghana is that Ghana
Gotcha.
shows its dirt and America landfills its dirt. America is dirty. But the difference in between the two is that Ghana has it on Front Street and America has it in landfills.
Yeah. And so,
still contaminating everything.
Sandy, what you're saying is very true, right? And I agree with you 100%. And that's basically the conversation I've been trying to have with my brothers, and saying that we need to start and be more proactive, right? And this would involve us having these conversations, having a roadmap, and saying that, okay, we are bringing maybe XYZ people on board. We are giving ourselves a timeline, saying that we need to get this done by this day, right? The little that we can do, I believe right now, that's why I've been very strong on. I don't care about what those who are leading now have done. It's my
No,
time to make sure that I bring
Yes.
that
absolutely.
change that I want. And so, with the whole Cape Coast campaign, we even have organized 2 cleanup exercises where now we are thinking of focusing on, let's deal with like the plastics by the beach side, make sure that if these can go into recycle, maybe we can make bags for the children in the orphanages out of these plastics, out of the nets that are caught up and everything. And
Hmm.
we it's something that on paper, like, I believe that it looks very simple on paper, but when it comes to getting the men on ground to be able to do all of these things, you don't get people willingly trying to say, okay, this is a good cause, I'm going to volunteer for it, and then like we start being that change that we want to see. And that's
You
where
know,
it gets
the
really
thing about
difficult.
it is that when we bought property out in Cape Coast, we found medical waste washing on the shore of our property. And the suggestion to us was get some of the school kids together and they can get it up and you can like just maybe give them like a party or something to come out and clean up. Why am I going to give them a
And again,
party to have
mentality, yeah.
HIV? Why am I going to give them a party to contract something like HIV or hepatitis or something else? Why would I do that? It's time for grown people to be grown people
To
and
act.
accept responsibility.
Right.
There's a
Right.
lack of responsibility. There's a whole bunch of I saw an event every day there. People in black and red. When I got back, I was so tired of seeing black and red, especially on every Saturday. It was funerals galore.
Every
So,
Saturday.
and then you got the castles. I'm like, get me out of here. And then we had Doomsor. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm not built
oh,
for that.
oh,
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
not built for that.
So
Sandy. Sometimes some of these things. Let me give you the therapy to it. You just smile and then you walk. Because if you put it
It
here,
doesn't work. It doesn't work.
yeah, it
Because
doesn't
That,
work. Like it's like
but see,
that is the question I'm asking.
that is the
But
issue, right?
Echo,
look,
But
I'm a hurricane person. I live in Florida. I understand lights being out, but I don't understand people being out in it, like all over the place. Like, it's just different. The air, I guess if when we were in Cape Coast and Doomsor happened, we were in an Airbnb. We switched up every place. We were in Ghana for a month. So we switched up, we stayed all over Ghana. So Doomsor called us in an Airbnb within the city. And there was no air there. None. My 16-year-old laid on the towel on the floor. We open the windows. There's no air. I mean, there's no air. Look, if you can look down there, I'm looking at an alligator right now, right there in my backyard. He's there, I'm up here. But you can't get away from the heat there. And that they control it. It doesn't have to be that way. That's why
that
we
that
said we were going to a Bree. I'm going where I'm going to spend
mm-hmm.
a whole bunch of money on the house I'm building, and I'm going to have solar. I'm going to have
Fresh air.
yeah, we have a generator here. We're prepared for the storm. We don't go without those things. So I don't understand how you don't take care of your people. They're your biggest asset.
that is why I come in to ask Yao Black. No, I didn't ask Yao Black. I mean, I was just making a general statement that if Echo in New Jersey is my friend, and then we start working for like 5 years,
My dad's from New Jersey.
and then I used to be something that society frowns upon, and Echo is the opposite of me. And after 5 years, you don't see any change being affected on me by being friend with Echo. Then why am I still friends with Echo?
Echo.
That is my problem. That is what I try to ask. That there's
It's biblical.
connection between Africans and the West. Why are we not still developing like them?
Okay,
I mean, there should be a
Because
standard.
they are developing off your back.
exactly
They come in and
And the
take
leaders
every
don't know that.
resource.
And no, yeah, Black. Who is allowing this to happen?
No.
It's
Let me tell you,
Your government.
It's
Your
embedded in the
government.
system,
we are allowing ourselves to be
It's-
exploited. That is it.
That's what I'm telling you. It's like so embedded in the system, right? That if we want to see that change, we need to start with ourselves. Because these people have come through it, and that is all they know. That is all they would accept. So no matter how much you try hard to speak against it or talk about it, they will try to suppress you, right? And so your voice is not going to go anywhere.
One bit of news happened here within the last month. The Teamster Union, the ILA, longshoremen, they're the ones that control the shipping, the docks and everything. Imports, exports. They decided to go on strike. Yeah. It lasted for a day and a half. That the president said they can't do it without us. And he was exactly right. They put the whole country on hold. We got stacks of stuff in our garage that we went to Costco and got like real quick. Because if they were in for the long haul, like during COVID, when those men were out there dying, still trying to work. And I know it had to be the same way in Ghana. I know it had to be. But when you have government that cares nothing for its people, like every government, I think, in this world, that's why I pray for God's kingdom to come. But again, I get back to you, Echo. How can two walk lest they agree? That's biblical. You guys have come to a place that you don't agree with your government. You don't agree with them. So what do you do with this disagreement? It's not just us. I mean, the people, we have friends that live in Ghana already. And they talk about what a sorry system it is, about how getting roads and trash and having to pay this and having to pay that. And if I'm living somewhere, I don't mind paying stuff. I live in a gated community. It's 2 Black families in my community. And the other family, they don't know they're Black. They won't accept it. They're darker than me and won't accept it. So I'm talking about the self-love thing. I see Ghanaians that don't have any self-love. And that's the thing that is I don't know if it's like the spiritual aspect of what happened there in Cape Coast. But when you go to the other areas of Ghana, there's a whole different feeling. But it's heavy in the spirit in Cape Coast. So you say, what do you do? Well, for number one, you clean up the area. Now, the second thing, you provide some green space. I don't want to see where my ancestors were sodomized and everything that happened to them before they got here. I don't want to see that. I know it's an attraction for some people, but it's a distraction for me. It's reality. I live with that reality. I carry that trauma in my DNA. And I thought that my DNA was traumatized until I went to West Africa. Now you go to Ethiopia, Morocco, you go to different places and you don't get the feel that you get in Ghana. Ghana is a different it is different. And I prayed and asked God, why is it so different in Ghana? It's because the minds have been so warped. It's a mind thing. Those people are afraid to not bow down. See, some people have had the revelation that, you know what, I'm more than a conqueror. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. I have ideas. I'm a person. I'm not 3/5 of a person. I'm not a half of a person. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. And I don't see that in Cape Coast. I see that in Accra. I see that in Abri. I see that in Takoradi. I see that. But somehow in Cape Coast, it's just like it's just really sad there. It's sad. It's just sad.
That's very passionate. Yeah.
Cape Coast need a new revolution. Like we need to be up and doing, because I mean Cape Coast started Ghana, and then now you can't say anything better about Cape Coast.
Nothing has
And
changed.
it's
It's sad to be home. Like it's sad when
yes,
you're
yes.
I found my DNA connection in Cape Coast. My DNA connection is in Cape Coast. Essie Buckman. That works.
Essie
She's one of
Buckman.
the global mamas. She is she's a chef in Cape Coast. And then the family still has their ancestral lands and all of that. And I found her when I was in Ghana. And a whole lot of things that we as far as God goes, a whole lot of similarities. And as far as my mother's family, I mean, a whole bunch of similarities, even in the way she looks. I look like my dad's family. But it's just such a heaviness there. I mean, some green space. Take some of those restaurants off of. I mean, they look like. I mean, who wants to eat there? I did, because I patronize Black business. Who wants to eat there? But I don't want to go in there and the dog is sitting on the floor, and all of that's going on. I just personally, I want a green space. I want somewhere that's out that like a central square.
Don't worry, I got something coming, Sandy.
Okay, good. And I will patronize you. I certainly will. Yeah, but a green space that you can still get the feel of the place, but you don't have to feel like you in the dungeon. I feel like I'm in the dungeon in Cape Coast. And my husband was so depressed, and he's never depressed. Okay, brother is on a cruise right now. He's in Bimini. Just came back from Ghana. Just came back from Ghana. I asked him. He had to go to Cape Coast to take care of some paperwork, and I said, and I talked to him. He said, "Oh, I'm in Cape Coast," and I could hear it in his voice. He had to meet with Kabina about property, and he was out. I said, "Are you going to stay overnight there?" He's like, "Oh no, I got the driver waiting." So I mean, and that was not the way we wanted things to be.
The money don't stay in Cape Coast; it goes away every time.
Yeah,
and it's not going to stay there unless somebody collectively. We wanted to plant seeds in Cape Coast. But you can't plant a seed and it's not nurtured. It's not going to grow. It's not going to thrive.
Yeah.
Okay. Quickly. I want to ask Echo this question. What do you think we are lacking? What do we, assuming you want to come back to Cape Coast now, what are you expecting to see to say that, okay, Cape Coast is changing, we are doing this. What do we do now?
I think people that put up infrastructure in Cape Coast, people that do like stuff that brings people around, they do quickly for the quick money, right? Mm-hmm. I'll give you an example. I saw a video of Hutchland by Ola, right?
Yeah.
Yes, good idea, good initiative, right? But then the way he put up a structure is like very, very compared to, I don't know if you've been to Allura Beach Club in Accra.
Allura, yeah.
Allura Beach,
Mhm.
it's a beachfront
Yes, yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hutchland is a beachfront situation, but if you compare the two, you can tell a clear difference in
No,
there.
it's
There's a clear difference, right? So if
Yeah.
we're gonna do something, we have to do it to the best that we can be and make it comparable to the standards of the world, not just for Cape Coasters only, because Cape Coast is no longer for Cape Coast. People are coming outside from Cape Coast to Cape to outside like Ghana to come see Cape Coast. And if I come, like
Yeah.
you said, I'm not gonna go in a restaurant with a dog sitting next to it. I'm not gonna do that because I'm scared I might just catch something. So if we're gonna
Yeah.
do something and put up something, we have to do it to the best of the world. Like we have to do something comparable to something that rivals
high standard. Yeah.
good standard. It doesn't have to be the most expensive. It has to be something that's very
No, just
attractive,
nice.
decent, and very, very minimalistic. Very minimalistic.
Yeah.
Like you just can't put up anything just to get the quick money because a fashion is
Yeah.
coming or it's gonna people come.
Yeah.
You have to think beyond that at this point. So we have to just think outside of just Cape Coast, right? Because
Yeah,
Mhm.
you do.
he's scared that if I put in the money, Cape Coast people we're not going to pay 1,000 Ghana for XYZ. However,
Right.
if you do it right and you have people coming in to Cape
You'll
Coast,
pay it.
you'll get 1,000 Ghana cities. It might
Yeah.
not be a mass people, but you're going to make your money's worth, right? And still make profit because you have people coming in every day. How many people come to Castle every day? How many people come to Cape Coast to go to Kakum? How many people stay? That's the question. So we got to do something to keep the people there. Give me something, give me
Yeah.
the attraction to keep me there. And also, another thing I want to point on is we as individuals that live in Cape Coast have to change our mindset in terms of how, if I employ you, right, people try to find a way to scheme the system to make more money than the person who employs you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
the one who
that has to
employs you.
change.
Yeah.
It
Because
doesn't work that way.
it doesn't work that way because like I'm working on a project right now, right? Because I'm working on a project right now, but I have to put the restaurant side on pause because I'm not gonna be there to supervise every day because if I'm not there, they're gonna just siphon my money, they're gonna steal my money, right? So I can't even trust anybody to set up a business like that that's gonna generate that type of income. So I have to do like an Airbnb situation whereby it's like everything's online based. I can monitor and watch my own stuff online,
Yeah.
right? So we
Yeah.
have to change the mindset of the people, and also we have to pay good wages to our people,
Mhm.
right? Because if I have a business, granted, like I know I have to make profit, but at the same time, we could pay a little bit more to the people that are working for us, so they're more appreciative of what we're doing for
Motivated.
them.
I
And
think one of the most important things is that when you have employees and you have a small business, I'm saying like small business 3 to maybe 70 people, that's still a small business. 3 to 19 lives is technically in the United States a small business. But when you have a small business, I think that when you embrace people as family, you know their children's name. We don't, as a society now. When I was younger, we did that. Before I retired, I knew my employees' children's names. I knew when there was a death in the family. I knew when there was a hardship in the family. And I think that in the Ghanaian society, because it is so, it's more family centralized than what it is in the United States. Because they live in the villages. They work in those little places, but they live in the villages. I think that if you have to change the mind first. You have to build a person. There's a slogan here that it's better to build strong boys and girls than to help broken men and women. So you have to start when they're small, building them, letting them know that they are fearfully and wonderfully made. Because a man and a woman that has already, and unfortunately, they are the parents of these children that you're trying to change as an educator. My mother was an educator. You're trying to change their psyche. You're trying to let them know that just because you go home to that doesn't mean that you have to. Just because you see this situation doesn't mean that's your situation. But how many people are doing that? I speak, it's not about prosperity has become different now than when I was growing up, when I was in my 40s or 50s or whatever. Prosperity now, to me, is as my heart prospers, as my spirit prospers. It's not about my bank account. Sure, I want to survive. I like nice things, but I have a love for younger people changing the trajectory of where we are. You guys have the ability to, you're the steering current. When you put God Almighty to go before you and you come together in unity, and I'm not talking about bringing the British, the Americans, the French. Oh, God knows not the French. If when you stop bringing these people in to somehow rescue you, because they're killing your society. It's just Bill Gates is over in Nigeria paying people like 10 American dollars for their ovaries. It is some wild stuff going on because they don't want the Black population to rise. It is just because there's fear there. When you look in the book of Exodus, I don't know, I mean, what religion you guys might be, but you see how they tried to kill all the Black males. They know the power there.
Traditionalists. Yeah.
So they've tried to just take you and just destroy your mind. They made the Black woman over the Black man. And I will never be over my husband. I will respect him. I will honor him. And he is the leader in this house. I'm smarter than him. Yeah, I am. But he's a great brother. He is. So he's going on his vacation. He retires officially on the 31st. And I want him to thoroughly enjoy himself. But I want you guys to have the same right to do that in your own country. You should have the right to do that in Ghana. Why shouldn't you have the right? Why should you have to leave your families and stuff in order to make $1? You should be able to do that there. And it's sad to me. It's very sad to me that I see so much talent. One of the young men, Bright, that was one of our, because we hired 2 guys that our friends knew that live in Ghana that took us around everywhere we wanted to go. We paid for their lodging. We paid for everything for them. And we had a great experience with them. But when I found out that he was actually a draftsman and he was doing this because the government officials give jobs to their families. Nepotism at its worst. They don't know how to do the jobs. I thought I would die on Cape Coast Highway. It was raining, and then they have caskets when you passing by there. Why you guys have caskets out there like that? What in the world is that? And I had picked one out for me, my husband, and our son. I was like, Lord, we're not gonna make this one. We've been in a lot of tight situations, but we're not making it out of this one. Oh Lord, that was terrible. And I said then, I told my husband, I said, I will not. I said, I'll take a flight from Accra to Takoradi. I will not go on the highway until they do something. It made no sense. They didn't have any bollards. They had nothing but for you to fall in there. And it was very deep because they found granite. So of course they had to rape the land. Man, you guys have so many natural resources. We're talking on all these devices. That's because they got the resources from you. Now they found lithium in Venezuela. So I guess they'll be over there raping their land. And they're gonna have a fight over there though. They will have a fight. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, guys?
Yeah.
You need like-minded people.
Yeah, I think as time goes on, we're still creating that connection, talking to people. I mean, whatever you're saying, right? Whatever you're saying is apt. I mean, I know these things that you're saying. driving on the highway. Myself, I drive. My brother, Ebo, drives. In the evening when you're driving, it's really difficult because there's no street light. I mean, we are facing all these things you're talking about. But the thing is that they won't do it. And we can't wait on them to do it. Echo, we can't wait on them to do it. We can complain. Our great-grandparents were complaining. Our fathers were complaining. And now it's our time.
We don't have to complain. We just have
don't have to complain.
It's time to act.
At a point, like you made mention, why should we travel to the West just to make $1? Because the leader I am looking up to is not giving me the system. It's not opening up the system for me to be happy where I am. So like a bird, they fly around. When this place, they realize that this place is not, they are not getting what they need. They have to fly to another place. And same as humans. So we wish things would work. We wish things would change, but it has to come from us. Some of you coming to Ghana, my brothers and sisters coming to Ghana, it's an eye opener for a lot of people. You may not know. It's an eye opener for a lot of people. Myself, I work with a lot of African Americans, African diaspora, and it's changing the way I think. Yeah. The only problem is that in Ghana, this is to my observation, in Ghana, we are not aware that there is a standard to things. Echo, if you agree with me, like you said, the beach joint, what's the name? Hatchland. If Hatchland took its time to look at the standard of having a beachfront, they wouldn't have done what they did, because they thought, oh, this is Ghana, so we are using the Ghana system. But that is not it. You have to look at
even in Ghana,
there's a
people are
standard.
doing better at the elsewhere. So
yeah, that's something. Those people looked at the standard. There's an international standard. There's a standard to how we do things. Yeah. If there was no standard, then I could just travel to Canada and come and drive with my Ghana driver's license, and the police will see me and I say, hey, I still have license. Is this not licensed? It is. But there's a standard. And they feel that they are going through the standard. So if you come wherever you are, make sure you change your driver's license to their standard so you can drive on the standard road. That is the issue. So Africans, Ghanaians, we are not looking at what is the standard. If not, I would have just said that, okay, if I eat once in the morning, or if I'm eating and then there's a dog by me, to my standard, it's okay. You're not going to blame me for that. To my standard, it's okay. But there is a standard. That is why Sandy is saying, I can't be eating at a place where the gutters are open and blah, blah, because there's a certain standard that says that wherever you are, cover your gutters or your drainages so that diseases and whatever don't come out. So we can talk, but we still have to look at what are we going to do to change these things. It's the mentality.
It's the mentality.
It's the individual mentality. In Ghana, let me give you a typical. In Ghana, we believe that there is a company called Zoom Lion. They clean the streets and everything. We have in our head, a typical Ghanaian will tell you that I will eat and throw it away just on the street. When you ask why, he will say Zoom Lion will come and clean it.
No, you get fined over here if you do that. Start fining them.
Yes, good. It means that there, even if in the US you have somebody who cleans the street, you still have to maintain that cleanliness. You still have to hold your whatever, drop it nicely, and then they will come and pick it. So it's still the mentality. Yeah, Echo.
Let me tell you, I was watching this video on YouTube, not on Twitter, and it showed a town council video where we call it Towncast.
Yeah, Towncast. Yeah, you were going inside the houses.
That because they were the enforcers of like good sanitation in our neighborhoods.
Yeah.
What happened to them? They stopped. I'm trying to figure.
They are no more. They are no more.
They don't go yet.
Because
They're no more.
I remember those days. They would just walk into your house, see that you've emptied
if you see a town council coming, you run.
Just go and get your house in shape.
You run, but now
independence away, and it's sad because these are checks and balances. Because
you need checks and balances.
You don't have that.
That's like when we're in St. Lucia. We go to St. Lucia quite a bit. They have a jazz festival every year. So we go to St. Lucia, that's in the Caribbean. And when we're there, well, some of the police don't have driver's license. And I thought like 15 years ago that was so funny. Because we had like a little fender bender and we needed the police to come out. And the police was like, well, we're sorry, but we don't have driver's license. We don't have a vehicle. So they had, our friends that are St. Lucian, they have a can of paint that they carry in the back of their car, a spray paint, and they sprayed where the accident happened, and they sprayed, where the other vehicle was, and we had to go pick the police up and bring the police out there after we had sprayed everything. And I thought, man, that is the most ridiculous thing in the world. And then in May, when I was in Ghana, the police, they have a show. Have you guys seen the police show?
It's a show.
That the police have a show in Ghana. And they talk about how to put things on the truck, and it must be within the truck and not over the truck. And this guy spent 30 minutes of my life. I'm a senior citizen. This guy, and I looked at it and I thought, they don't give tickets? They don't give citations? Why do you have to take 30 whole minutes about how you pack a truck? That's money that can go to the people. That airtime is expensive. And I just looked at it. I said, well, how come they're not citing them for that? It just doesn't make any sense.
Sandy, Mama Kasa Nincho, Ahano Nzama ye different. Consider one. Ahano. Do you understand what I'm saying? Ahano, you have to learn the language. Ahano, Ghana na ye one. Nzama ye different because people are scared to go to the jail, right? So they will try as much as possible not to mess up and everything. But when the police sees you and they want to send you to jail, which is the right thing to do, or send you to court or whatever, you see, we will go begging and asking for forgiveness and say that, please, I don't have money. If you take me to court, who is going to take care of my children? And then the police or whoever is in charge will say, okay, instead of you going to jail, what are you going to do for me so that I will let you go? You see?
Yeah,
so
I heard about that.
Sometimes the hospitable mindset of a guy, the hospitable mindset of Africans is different. I mean,
it's like that here. It's like that here too. You see what's going on in New York City? From the police chief on down, they're being indicted federally. It's everywhere. I mean, it's everywhere. It's not just Ghana, but but Ghana, but the police don't have a show like they have in Ghana. They don't have a show here that they show, about. I just thought that was the biggest waste of time ever. I just really did. I can't even get down the road without a pothole. And you want to talk about this? Let's talk about the potholes. Let's talk about all the broken vehicles that, why? I want to talk about your duty fees for shipping stuff to Ghana.
Don't get me started.
Okay.
Yo, that inflates my soul.
It's bad.
It burns my soul. If I hear duty, no.
How can I just take the duty for my car. I take the duty for my car. And
you paying COVID fees. I'm like, COVID been gone.
Yeah.
what are you see?
But see, nobody has common sense though. Common sense is not real common. That's what my father-in-law tell me all the time. But see, you guys have plenty of common sense, but your government thinks that you are. I mean, just
it's really heartbreaking.
And
Like,
sad enough,
when
I
you
don't
think about
really, I don't really, what do you call it? I sometimes feel that Ghanaian youth deserves it too, because they're not angry enough.
that
no.
is exactly my point.
They're not
That's
angry enough.
that's what I said. Their parents.
That's all.
It starts
Seriously.
with the parents.
We
Their
have these,
parents.
we have these folks calling us lazy, but when we get out there, we make it.
No, you guys are grinders.
So
That's what
how,
I said. Nobody can tell me that Africans are lazy. Africans are the hardest workers I've seen on the
we
planet.
we have a whole minister who knows what to do. Being interviewed about the youth, and he just says the youth of Ghana are lazy. Meanwhile, these are people who are doing everything possible to make it in life.
Bro.
Because you just don't put in the right system, the right structures for them to thrive. So you feel like they are lazy.
I see people in wheelchairs in between the cars trying to sell goods, you know?
It's tough.
I mean, in America, they're on Social Security income or either disability.
Exactly.
They have a safety net. There is no safety net for Ghana. You fall straight to the ground. And there's not a hand there to help you. And that's the thing that I'm telling you. It's just, I'm not moving to Ghana to expect it to be like the United States, but I'm expecting to be treated like a human being. That's just the bottom line.
It just comes to the basic decency of basic humanity, respect, and that's all it
Yeah.
comes down to.
And
That's
that is what most of our leaders are lacking. Because they don't even see the need for a pregnant woman to have a comfortable bed, to have a comfortable space, to give birth to a new life.
Yeah.
Damn.
And you can't tell me that that's not part of the mentality of that child. It starts in utero.
The crazy part is, like, we're not even asking for much. We want good roads,
just the basic stuff,
hospitals,
the basic stuff for us to live.
That they have themselves.
That's it.
Just to live.
Yeah.
That's it.
They
That's
have
all
the
we
nice
ask.
cars.
Just the basic stuff
the
to
nice
live,
houses.
to survive as human beings.
That's it.
The property that we bought in Aubrey, we had to go on a little background check because of the people that we're going to be living around. Which was fine. If that means that I'm going to have lights all the time, you can check my background.
Granted.
I can swap that out, so I don't have to do Doomsor. but I bet Doomsor happening there too, though.
It's everywhere.
But we'll definitely we're doing solar and generator and everything. But it would be our friends Anthony and Denisha. They're leaving next month, and they're coming to Cape Coast. But they're going to rent in Takoradi until their house is finished. And it's right there on the coast.
So the money's going somewhere else.
Yeah, the money's going somewhere else. Yeah.
The money's going somewhere else. And that's the problem. Right? That's the problem that hurt my soul, because we have so much to offer, but it's like, I'm from Cape Coast, someone's from Cape Coast. They're scared to invest in Cape Coast. Why? Because they know the money's not there.
It's just archaic there. It's archaic. It's heavy.
Cape Coast has a lot of untapped resources that if we are to channel our energies to doing this stuff, bro, trust me, Cape Coast would be one of the best places to be at.
Bro, I saw a video. I saw a video of Echo on, and he was going. I think it was going to somewhere. I think it was going to Elmina, I believe. And the stretch, I also like the stretch from Bacana to UCC, that whole coastal line. That is money. Like, literally, that is money.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw one in there was a bay in Elmina. I've been there one time. It's literally like a river just sitting there, and it's like a bunch of canoes. And I'm like, this is like in Miami. You see like yachts and like
Biscayne Bay and all of that stuff.
See, bro, just look at the stretch from I don't know if you know Asasipa.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
See, all across to Sudu. See,
that's a whole
that place should have been a lagoon front resort with just yachts, jet skis, whatever you can think of, just on it. I'm like,
but you know what, here myself, at some point, right? Somebody's gonna find this, and that person's gonna be a white person from outside of Ghana.
That's exactly right. That's what I'm thinking right now.
And
You're right in my mind. You picked my
all the
mind.
money.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You can just
And
relocate.
and the locals will never be able to afford to stay one night in those hotels. They won't be able to eat a meal out of the restaurant.
Echo, we can just relocate these Kokompe, whatever mechanics that we have there. Get a place for them. Just develop that whole stretch. Get jet skis, get yachts on top of this lagoon. And bro, who wouldn't want to stay at a place like that?
Who would want to be there?
We've spoken to some of our friends and stuff that live in Ghana that have means to do quite a few things. And they said that the Ghanaian government does not want to budge on anything.
Because they want to get cut.
Yeah,
want to kick back.
Investors would want to come in. But they are scared because the system.
But they let the Lebanese come in. They let the Chinese come in. Why can't we come in like that?
They're getting kickbacks. They're getting money off of it. Like if I'm coming in as a foreign investor, I'm willing to pay that $10 million as a kickback to you so I can work. But I don't have $10 million kickback, or I don't have that money to kickback to you. So I'm not gonna get that gig. I'm not
gonna give it for a kickback, period. When you've been stealing all along. Don't you? It comes to you can't spend everything. You can't have everything. I mean, my hat's off to the Ghanaians. I mean, seriously, I think they're the hardest people. I mean, like James Brown was the hardest working man in show business. The Ghanaians are the hardest working people I have ever seen in my life across the globe that I have traveled. Mm-hmm. I have never seen people on the grind from when the sun rises till after the sun sets. They are still out there on the grind.
See, these my brothers. See, we've been together from day one. And bro, if I tell you the struggles that we've been through just to survive.
Charlie, it's not easy. It's not easy, bro. It's never easy. Sometimes we let's face fact, okay? Sometimes we may want to laugh over it and everything. And you see, I mean, you can't compare. I don't want to do the comparison, but you work hard for 30 days, and then in conversion of your Ghana cedi to dollars, that's like $200 a month. And you have to pay water bill, pay light bill, you have kids, you have
shifts.
See, it's not. It's that it's enough of the joke. It's like we are laughing over Africa. No. Fine, Africa is beautiful, but Charlie, we suffer.
How much do you think,
it's not easy.
Do you think a TSA officer will take for working 12 hours
in America?
Yeah.
TSA they probably start, I'm not sure, but I'm guessing maybe
they about $35 an hour, $40 an hour. Yeah.
Ask Echo the kind of job that I was doing back home before I moved to Canada.
Like we don't want to go into it. Like see, it's heartbreaking. It's hard. Hard.
Like if I convert my monthly salary, it doesn't even match up to the weekly salary of a TSA. Meanwhile, we're doing the same job. We
see. I mean that comparison is going to be hard, right? However,
and all the education too. I mean, they got colleges all over the place, but they have they don't have the money to. They won't give people. They won't give people the opportunity. You have to be a family member.
The conversation has to be around. Granted, TSA in Ghana, TSA in America, right? The money's gonna be different. Granted, right? I mean, I don't expect it to be equal. However, the standard of living is supposed to be like whatever you make is supposed to make sure that you can live comfortably within your
That's the bottom line.
That's what I'm saying. You know, the Europeans or the Lebanese or the Chinese, they're going to go buy all that oceanfront property, the whole stretch. They're going to develop it, and you're going to have people from every other culture coming in there, and the natives will never be able to afford it. It's like that in Mexico. If you go to Mexico, it's like one of the worst places that you want to go because these people cannot afford to do anything.
You can work as a teacher all your life and you can't even afford a decent accommodation at the end of your.
That's the problem. That's the issue. It's just the money doesn't go a long way to cater for you and your family. Like how much you make as a teacher? What 800 Ghana cedis a month?
Are you kidding?
Echo, how much is it now? Echo will be able to tell us.
me, I'll be able to tell you what. Charlie, don't be anything. No. I mean, there are levels. So let's say
like a people teacher, like a class 1 teacher or class 2 teacher, whatever.
Okay, we don't have salary for class 1 teacher. So we have salary for the level you're in. So we have pupil teacher. So a pupil teacher is someone who is not going through the teacher training schools.
Okay.
You could complete university, you could complete whatever, but when you come into the teaching field and you didn't go through the teacher training college, you may be termed as a pupil teacher. So for now, they take around 1,000 cedis thereabout.
That's what. That's like what? That's like what? $50, if that.
Yeah.
$65 a month.
Oh wow, that's better.
Like 70.
So what are you gonna do with that money? Like you've not paid for rent. If you have a child, you've not even paid for the child. So and this is what hurts myself, because at the end of the day, they have to do what they have to do. Like although they are working legal means, they have to start thinking about other ways to survive. So then they start taking bribes. They start taking like
right.
That's like
That is it. That is it.
It goes back to the question: how is the system going to change? Because see.
The police barracks. I saw the police barracks, when we were driving around, and my husband works for the federal government. So we were able to go to the embassy. He has a friend that lives in Ghana that works for the embassy. And the guy he took us around, and he took us to a restaurant, Asmara, I think it was.
Asmara.
Yeah, he took us there, but he was telling us where the police live. And I was like, are you kidding?
Oh, the barracks?
Yeah, I mean that look. I'm just I'm speechless. I'm just
it's like we have Echo. So I sent you an email. Like when you're done, I want to connect with you later on. So I've posted my email there. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, I just saw it. I'm putting mine in the.
There's a lot of opportunity, you guys. I think you got the heart for it.
We need to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been solid 4 hours and 13 minutes.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And I still have people watching, but I want to take a break, and then I'm sure maybe on weekends we can come out when everybody's like cooling free. We can come out, have a conversation, talk about whatnot, and then we'll take it from there. So before I go, let me say, I've seen a lot of people who are watching from Ghana. I've seen Nana Ajua Kudi. I mean, I've seen a lot of people echo. I should have been reading all that, but it seems I couldn't do that. So I want to really appreciate you, Bo Dawson, Echo, Manike, all of you, Sandy, who came on. It was nice having this conversation. I think day in, day out, we would be coming out here having these discussions. Now, BBI fine, and the connections and everything too going. So, and anybody who is watching, thank you very much. Later on,
will be great. Ghana will be great again.
One day.
Ghana is great. Not will be. Ghana is great. Ghana is a beautiful country, but we just have to start. There's every spark has every beginning has to have a start, and ideals are one thing, but I mean, it comes a time that you have to execute those plans. So it's time to execute those plans. Everybody in a small way. Many hands make light work. That's what we always say. Many hands make light work. So let's put our hands in. We're in.
Okay. All right.
You guys have a good day.
Hey, Barry. Okay, so Barry was listening. Kobe from. Whoa, I had a lot of people watching. Whoa, I didn't know. Anyway, so thank you very much. We will do this again. We will connect one way or the other, and then we'll take it from there. Peace.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye.